Hello, my name is Spacesis, and welcome to my Let's Play of Corpse Party Book of Shadows by Xseed Games. And mages, apparently. Ah, this familiar music. Team Gris. Yes, that's right. She hasn't set one foot outside her room today either. And she's still talking about that friend of hers. I keep telling her there is no such person. And when I do, she gives me such a stare. I've never seen her look at me that way before. Never! Please, was always such a bright and cheery girl. Hey, Mom! Where did that happy daughter of mine go? What happened to her? Please, try to stay calm. This matter must be handled with the utmost care. Remember, your daughter has it even rougher than you right now. We mustn't think of her as a lost cause, or she'll never get the help she needs. Rest assured, I'll do everything in my power to assist you. Let's work together and bring that little girl back. Yes, you're right. Thank you. I feel better just hearing you say that. I think I'm going to go check on her. Alright, be careful though. Try not to say anything that might upset her. Naomi? Have you gone to bed already? It's your mom. I'm coming in. I can't believe you're still in that same spot. Standing all day must be killing your legs. Why not have a seat on the bed? You know, I had a really lovely encounter today. I was out shopping and happened to notice an adorable little kitten at the pet shop. You've been begging me for a cat, right? It was a beautiful auburn fold. It just kept staring at me. I could barely pry myself away from it. I'd love to introduce you to. Maybe tomorrow we can go out and see it. Your teacher said it was okay for you to skip school if you want. So why not ditch class and do some shopping with your mom, hmm? Doesn't that sound nice? Come on, Naomi. Why are you just standing there? Is someone with you? Seiko. Please, listen very closely to me. And don't get mad. I just want to ask about your friend. I want to know more about her. This girl, Seiko, from your class. How long has she been there? Always. And what class is it again? 2-9. Yes, that's right. You've always said it's a wonderful homeroom where everybody gets along beautifully. But the thing is, no one else from your class... Get out. You don't believe a word I'm saying, so just get the hell out of my room! Why do you even care to come up here? Why pretend you care when you don't even believe me? You think I'm crazy, don't you? Naomi, stop it! You're gonna hurt your hand. Listen, there's no such person as Seiko. You have to pull yourself together, please. I am together. It's everyone else who's gone mad. Please, you need to calm down. Just leave me alone. You can all go to hell. I know she's real. Please, I'm begging you, just calm down, please. Let go of me! Let go of me! It's alright, Naomi. It's medicine. It'll help you relax. No! No! Naomi, take the medicine. Take it! No, I don't want to! Why won't anyone believe me? Quite the opening. Five PB games. Team Gris Gris. Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. Rina Seto is... oh, shit. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to read these. They're way too fast. Okay. Oh, fun. Corpse Party, Book of Shadows. Alright, are we in the main menu now? Can we be in the main menu? Sweet. Press any button. Ooh. Alright. Options. Just to make sure everything's cool. Alright, that should be good. Alright. Nope, that's all good. Back. Oh, I see. Okay. New chapter. Okay, so there's one, two, there's Seal, Demise, Encounter, Purgatory, Shangri-La, Mide, and Tooth. We're gonna start with Seal. What lovely weather. I wonder how Ayumi's faring at the school today. Or at school today. I hope she's enjoying herself. The spirits seem unusually active again, though. And there's that old sense of unease, too. The same one Ayumi and I have been feeling all our lives. But stronger than ever. I don't like it one bit. I can sense its presence. It's gotten very, very close. But that's preposterous, right? I'm probably just imagining things. Maybe it would be best if I talked with her about it. I only hope nothing bad happens. Book of Shadows, Episode 1, Seal. Reminds me of an old arcade. Alright, Naomi's room. I threw down my bag, collapsed onto the bed, and stared up at the ceiling. These were my familiars. The familiar lighting, the familiar patterns I knew so well, and that familiar stain in the corner. What quarter? I remember when my dad made that stain. It was my 5th birthday, and he'd just opened a can of soda. I'd been shaking. I might have to speed up the thing. I didn't realize it was going to be so slow. Staring up at my ceiling was something I'd done a million times before, but today it felt strange, like I'd just come from doing the exact same thing. And I'm not talking the general act of... Oh, wow, it got faster. I'm not talking the general act of lying in bed and looking up, but more specific sense that I'd experienced a singular moment in time once before.
それはデジャブって言って、心に
I
新た
believe the
な可
term
能性が生
for
ま
is
れている
déjà
証拠
vu.
なんだって。
Supposedly, déjà vu signifies that a new destiny has just been born within you. Really?
おめでとう中島さん。
So
もう一
congratulations,
人の人格
Nakashima.
が誕
You
生し
may
つつ
be
あ
a
るわ
whole
よ。
new person now.
委員長がさらっと怖いこと言ってたけど、
So said the class rep,
そういえば
making light of
最
the
近
situation in
自
her
分の
usual
ことを
creepy
客
way.
観的に
But
見
maybe
つ
she
め
was
ている
right.
自分
I
が
had been more
よくいる。
cognizant in my actions since then.
こういうのって考え出すと
Usually,
止
if I
まら
pay
なく
too
なっ
much
て
attention to every little
諦め
thing
た
I
くなる
do,
か
I
ら、
begin
い
obsessing,
つも
and
は
then I
す
just
ぐや
give
めるん
myself
だ
a
けど、
headache and end up calling it quits.
それが
But
今
this
日に
déjà
限っ
vu
て
was
は
real, and
本
it
当
was
にリア
far
ルに
stronger than it had any
い
right
つ
to
も以上
be.
に大きくなっ
This
て
wasn't your run-of-the-mill
私の
spooky
周りを包
feeling.
んで
It
る。
was all-encompassing. No
ナオミ
matter
さんの家
where
がど
you
こに
go
行っ
in
ても
this
ナオミさ
house,
んのス
it
メルがする
all smells just
何
like
ここ
you,
天
Naomi.
国
Is this heaven?
なんだろう聖子
I swear,
前に
Seiko.
もこれあ
It
った
doesn't
気
feel
がす
like
るの
this has all... doesn't it feel like this has all happened once before?
何が
What has?
聖子をうちに泊めたこと
You sleeping over here.
なんか次の日服を買い
And then
に
the
行こう
next
っ
day
て
we were both
話を
like,
した
hey,
ような
let's
気
go
が
clothes
ね
shopping. Don't you remember?
ご冗談を
Surely you just...
私がついにナオミを攻略してこのサンクチュアリへの潜入に成功したのは今日が初めてなのですよ
Long have I sought to capture thee and infiltrate the walls of this holy temple, but today marks my first successful conquest.
だよねうん気のせいか
Marks on your neck. Yeah, I guess that isn't the only... Or I guess that isn't the sort of thing I'd have forget quite so easily. It must be my imagination.
ついにフラグが立ったんですよ私とナオミさんの
Finally, our flag has been planted. Seiko and Naomi together at last.
楽しもう
You bet. This is gonna be
Flag
lots of
って
fun. But what's all this about a flag?
おいおいわかりますよ
Oh, I think you know.
そう今日は私の家で聖子とお泊まり会をすることになってたの
And so began my first ever slumber party with Seiko.
語源が終わったら速攻学校を出てお菓子とジュースを2人でたっぷり買い込んできた
The moment 5th period ended that day, we tore right out of the school and loaded up on all the junk food and drinks we could carry.
聖子とは長い付き合いになるけどお互いの家に泊まったりしたことはなかったから私もちょっとテンションが上がってる
Seiko and I had been
楽しみ
friends forever, but neither of us had stayed at the other's house before, so we were both pretty excited. This was going to be fun.
ああそうだナオミ一応うちに連絡入れていい今日のことは伝えてあるけど学校から直行してきたからね
Naomi, do you mind if I make a quick call home? The kids won't know where I'll be, but I should still check in since I didn't have a chance to swing by.
ああいいよ
Sure,
家
go
電
ahead.
使う
Do you need to use the landline?
あ大丈夫携帯でありがとう電話入れとかないとユウが寂しがると思うのよね
No, my cell phone will be just fine. I just worry about poor little Hugh, you know? He'd be sad if I didn't at least call.
わかったじゃあ喋っててちょっと私もトイレ行ってくる
No problem, you do your thing and I'll take a quick bathroom break.
コール中の携帯を片手に V サインを送る聖子を残して部屋を出る
I exited my room, glancing behind me to see Seiko holding her cell phone to her head with one hand while flashing me a peace sign with the other.
なんだかほんと新鮮私の部屋に友達がいること自体が面白い
The mere idea that there'd be a friend waiting for me in my room when I got back was just so exciting.
今晩たっぷり話せるんだもんね何話そう
Oh, the things we could talk about that night. Where should we start? What story should we tell?
オッケーよしゆう明日お父さん遅くなるらしいからね 文化祭の片付けとお友達の送別が終わったら帰るから。
Yeah, okay. Looks like Dad's gonna be late coming home tomorrow, so I'll head your way after the festival cleanup and all the goodbyes.
一緒に準備してお父さんサプライズしようぜ。
Then we can get ready for Dad's special surprise together, okay? Yep.
じゃあみんなによろしくね。ちゃんと暖かくして寝るんだよ。じゃあね。
Give all my love to the others and make sure you all tuck in tight tonight so you don't catch colds. Take care, you.
大丈夫だった？
They holding up okay?
ありがとう。これで今日は心置きなくナオミと一緒にいられるよ。
Sure are, which means I've got nothing to worry about. I can enjoy my time with you to the fullest.
楽しそうだね。
Sounds like you're ready to have some fun.
ナオミこそ。
And I'll bet you are too.
何話そうか。
So what should we talk about?
何でも OK だよ。一緒にこうしている時間が幸せなんだもの。
Anything you'd like. I'm just glad to have this blissful opportunity.
なんだろう。なんだか照れくさい。
I can't really say why I felt so shy and embarrassed.
いつも一緒にいるのに。
The two of us were always together after all.
場所が学校から自分の日常の空間に変わっただけですごく距離が近くなった気がして。
But changing the setting from school to my personal space just seemed to bring us a lot closer.
私は聖子の顔をまじまじと見てしまった。
I found myself staring at Seiko's face as if studying it.
この子、こんな顔して
Did
たっ
she
け？
always look like that?
この子、私を
This
友
was
達と思っ
someone
て
who
くれてる
regarded
ん
me
だ。
as a friend.
とか、いろいろ考えて、
All kinds of inane
なん
thoughts
だ
were
か
swimming
よ
through
く
my
わから
head.
ない緊張をしていた。
And for some reason, they were making me really nervous.
ああ、じゃああれ行こうよ。さっき買ってきたチョコソーダ。
Hey, you know what we've got? We've got chocolate soda that I brought. Want to try it out?
おー、行こう行こ
Oh, whoops. Whoopsie, that was Naomi speaking. Do I? Just try and stop me.
う。
I don't know how I
少
got
しチ
that
ョコレートの
confused.
色味がかかっ
I
た
took out the bottle we'd
キラ
purchased
キラ
and
透
poured
明
its
な
fizzy
液体を
contents
コ
into
ッ
two
プに
cups.
注ぐ。
It had the faintest tinge of chocolate color, but it was otherwise
弾
clear.
ける炭酸がパチパチと心地よい音を立てている。
As it hit the bottom of each cup, that familiar comforting sizzle of carbonic acid rising from liquid echoed forth amidst a froth of bubbles.
色は綺麗だね。
Well,
地雷だったらどうする？
it's sure a pretty color, but what do we do with the rest of it if it sucks?
その時は明日学校持ってってみんなに振る舞って遊ぼう。
We take it with us into school tomorrow and offer it up to everyone. Make it like we're being real nice. See?
それはいいね。はい、聖子の分。
Hey, that's a good idea. All right, here you go, Psycho.
ありがとう。よし、
Thanks.
じゃあ同時に飲もう。
Okay, let's drink it down on the count of 3.
オッケー。
Sounds good.
せーの。
1, 2, 3.
おいしい。
Damn, that's good.
気がつけば二人ともいつもの調子でずーっと喋ってた。
Before I knew it, we were up to our old tricks talking on and on like we always did at
同
school.
じことで喜んで、同じことで笑って、
We
同
smiled
じ
and
時
laughed
間を共有するのが少しも苦痛じゃない。
and felt joy at all the same things. Spending this time together, we could each forget all our troubles for a
こ
while.
んな友達ってきっと一生のうちに何人も出会えないと思う。
This was the kind of friend that comes along only once in a
なん
lifetime.
で今日はこんなにこの子が愛しいんだろう。
I
親
was
に言うと図に乗ってグイグイ来るから言わないけど。
I was starting to get really sentimental, and I had no idea why. I certainly couldn't admit it to her, or I'd never hear the end of it.
聖子とは大人になってからもずっと一緒にいられたらいいなって思った。
Okay, it's gone now, but I think that just might be an oversight on their part. I just kept thinking to myself, I really hope Seiko and I can be friends like this and clean into adulthood for the rest of our lives, even then. For the rest of our
な
lives,
んだ
even.
ろう、修学旅行みたいなテンションのせい？
Maybe it was that same weird sense of camaraderie that one tends to feel during overnight field trips. I don't know.
うん。
I just felt like cold on field trips usually.
お母さん、ご飯超美味しいです。はい、ナオミ。はーん。
She called our mom, but Mrs. Nakashima, this food is stupendous. Come on, Naomi, say ah.
え？あ、あー、
Uh, um, uh.
ありがとう。あなたたち、本当に仲がいいのね。
Thank you. You two certainly are close, aren't you?
いつもナオミから話を聞いていて、どんな子だろうって一度会ってみたかったのよ。篠原さん。
I've heard so much about you, Shinohara, that I felt I simply had to meet you one of these days.
ナオミさん、私の話をしてくれてるんですか？
Ooh, Naomi's been talking about me, has she?
ええ、食事時とかあなたの話ばっかりよ。今日はこんなことして遊んだとか、あんなところに一緒に行ったとか。
Oh, all the time. During meals, you're always a hot topic around here. She never fails to have some story about where you two were, or where you two went, or what you
おほ
did.
ほほ
That
ご家
laugh.
族公認ということですね。嬉しい。てれてれ。
I've been accepted by the family then? My tears of joy overflow at the prospect. I must be red as a beet right now.
セイコ、
あと、そうそう、持田聡くんのお話とか楽しそうに話すのよ。きっとこの子す
Oh, and it's not just you. Naomi also loves talking about that Satoshi Mochida boy. Whenever he comes up, she just gets so excited. I think she likes.
お母さん、やめて。ね。
Mom, ixnay on the Atoshi say, okay?
あら、ごめんなさい。
Sorry, dear.
知ってます。愛しの持田くんのこと。ナオミさんってこう見えて奥手でしてね。
Oh, don't worry. I know all about her feelings toward her beloved Mochida. Naomi may seem like a strong girl, but she's really quite the shy one.
セイコ、ストップストップ。
Seiko, stop. Just stop.
あなた、情報通ね。ね、今度私とデートしない？
Well, you're certainly well informed. What say you and I have a girls' night out sometime?
美味しいものご馳走してあげるから。学校でのナオミのこと聞かせて。
I'll treat you to something good, and in return, you tell me everything you know about Naomi from school.
喜んで、お母様。
It would be an honor and a privilege, Miss Nakashima.
ちょっと。
Hey, come on now.
さてさて、お腹
Well
いっぱいになったかな？
Have you two gotten sufficiently stuffed?
じゃあ、お湯張ってあるからお風呂入りなさい。女の子同士なら一緒に入るでしょ？
I've drawn a bath, so you should head in while the water's still warm. I assume you'll be okay going in together, since you're both girls, no?
フラグ回収。ここで決める私。
Damn straight! My flag is firmly planted now. The day is totally won.
なになに？一緒ってどういうこと？フラグって何？
Huh? What are you talking about? Are we really going to bathe together? And seriously, what's all this flag business about?
お母さん、お風呂お借りします。
Never mind that. Just come on, Mrs. Nakashima. We're going to borrow your bathroom.
はーい、よく温まるのよ。
Roger that. Make sure you two get nice and warm.
セーラーの襟を引っ張られて脱衣所に連れ込まれた。
Seiko and I removed the lapels from our school uniforms on the way to the bathroom dressing
やっ
area.
ぱり恥ずかしいから別々に入ろうと提案したんだけど、
I still felt a little uncomfortable, so I suggested we bathe separately after all.
抵抗も虚しく、聖子は私の服を脱がす仕事に取り掛かった。
But Seiko just mumbled if that resistance is futile and said about taking my clothes
慣
off.
れた手つきでスルスルと衣服を剥いでゆく様を見て確信する。
With only a few swift movements, she had my whole outer uniform stripped away in no time at
こ
all.
の子はプロだ。人の服を脱がすプロ。
She,
訓練されている。
she was a bona fide pro, a real expert at taking people's clothes off, disturbingly well practiced. She takes care of kids who probably whine and run away when it's bedtime, so I'm not surprised. Ah, hot, hot, hot.
ナオミさんの家のお湯は熱めなのですな。
No kidding. The hot water at your house doesn't mess around.
お母さんが入れたお風呂はいつも設定温度が高い。
Yeah,
半
Mom likes
身
to run
浴
the
は
world's hottest
温度が
baths.
低めの方がいいっていつも言ってるんだけど。
I keep telling her that when you're soaking, lower temperatures are better, but she never listens.
もう。
Oh, well.
あれ、体冷えてる？いけませんな。もうちょ
What's this? Is your body feeling chilled? Well then, take this!
風邪ひかないでね。
You're gonna get a cold if you're not careful.
だよ、ナオミったら。
You've got to be quicker taking off your clothes, Naomi.
そんなに恥ずかしがらないの。ほら、こっち向いて。
Come on, don't be shy. Here, look this way.
洗面器に汲んだお湯で自分も体を清めながら聖子がドヤ顔をする。
Seiko had such a dumb, self-satisfied expression on her face as she stood up, scooped up water in the basin, and dumped it over our
よ
heads.
く言うよ。私の意思お構いなしにあんなに手際よく服剥いどいて。
I think you're unshy enough for the both of us. I mean, you're the one who tore off all my clothes like they were paper.
毎日弟たちをお風呂に入れてるからね。
Well, I do bathe my little brothers every day, so I've gotten pretty good at speed stripping other
お
people.
お、なるほどね。
Oh, okay, that makes sense actually.
恥ずかしがらないで友情を深めましょうや。
Anyway, you need to loosen up. Let's take this opportunity to deepen our friendship.
はいはい、もう吹っ切れました。じゃあ背中流してあげるよ。ほら座って。
Yes, yes, you've thoroughly broken me out of my shell. Now, how about I wash your back? Have a seat.
お願いします。
Yes, please.
買ったばかりのシルクタオルにボディーソープをたっぷりつけて血色のいい聖子の体を洗い始める。
I lathered up a brand new silk towel with body soap and began washing Seiko's back, marveling at her perfect complexion.
スタイルいいなあこの子。
I never noticed before what a classic beauty she was.
新品なんだよこれ。喜ぶといいよ。気持ちいいでしょ。
I bought this special just for you, so I hope you're enjoying it. How's it feel?
そこじゃよ。
Yeah, that's it. Right there.
それに呼応して獣
And
のよ
that's
うな
when all
変な声
language
が
broke down and the
お風呂
sounds
場に
emanating from the
響き
bathroom
始
began
める。
resembling strange animalistic cries rather than human speech.
変な声出さないの。
Cut it out, you sound demented.
もっとそこ。上あたり。
Just a little farther up, please.
ここ？
Here?
そこそこ。
Yeah, right there. Ah.
かゆかったのね。はいはい、じっとして。
I made you a jail bet. All right, hold still.
聖子の体がみるみる泡に包まれていく。でもこするたびにビクンと反応するのはなんとかならないものか。
It didn't take long for Seiko's back to become completely enveloped in soap suds, but I could still detect a reaction to my every touch. Okay, I get it now. Are we done with the bath?
あれ？聖子ってくすぐったがりだったっけ？
Don't tell me you're ticklish.
バレたか。私超弱いんだよね、触られるの。
I guess the secret's out. I'm really, really ticklish.
よし、徹底的に洗おう。
Well, in that case, it's a thorough washing you shall get.
今日は攻めるね。でも
Wait, so you're on the offensive today, are you? Wait, stop!
聞こえないよ。ほらほら。
What was that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of my furious finger work.
スイッチの入った私は
Jesus Christ.
聖子の背中をこれでもかとこすった。
I was on for sure, and nothing was going to stop me from giving Seiko's back the full treatment.
今日の語源のホームルームは文化祭の準備だったから、埃とかで汚れた体をきれいにしてあげないとね。
After all, homeroom today was spent setting up for the culture festival, so we both got pretty dusty, and nice scrubbing is exactly what we both needed.
くねくね動くな。待て待て。
Stop squirming, hold still. I think she covered that one. Oh, thank God.
いやー、聖子スレンダーだよね。肩甲骨すごいよ。なんか猫みたい。
Man, Seiko, you're really slender. Your shoulder blades are incredible, like a cat's.
そう自分じゃ見えないからよくわかんないや。私はね、ナオミの鎖骨好きなの。
Are they? I can't really see them, so I wouldn't know, but for you, it's all about that sexy, sexy collarbone. Oh God, I thought it was
そのお
done.
じさんっぽいの。
What? You sound like an old fogey or something.
美しい。
I don't know what a fogey is.
大きい。
So beautiful. And so big.
はいはい。じとーっと違うとこ見ない。
I don't think that's my collarbone you're staring at.
舐めるように私の胸を見ている聖子を眺めて、私はふと違和感を
Oh,
覚え
she's
た。
got that back, yeah. As I gazed at Seiko staring at my chest with hungry eyes, I suddenly had another flash of deja vu, an uncomfortable one. My eyes drifted to her neck.
なんだろう、首に何かあざのようなものがある。
There was some sort of mark there, a bruise that wrapped all the way around.
聖子、それどうしたの？首引っかいた？
Seiko, what happened to your neck? Did you scratch yourself or something?
なんかある？
Something there?
なんかうっすらだけど赤くなってるよ。
It's pretty faint, but there's a red mark. That's actually not that faint.
覚えがないな。
Don't remember injuring myself or anything.
聖子の首に薄く浮かんでいたあざは指で描いたというよりは布でこすったような感じだった。
The bruise on her neck, though slight, looked less spotty than you'd expect if it were made by human hands. It seemed more even, like it came from a cloth.
聖子ったらおしるこ屋のたすきをずっと今日首にかけてたもんね。
Probably a
ああ、
result of wearing a
白い
kimono
肌
cord
が台
tied
無しじ
around
ゃ
her
ん。
neck all day for the red bean soup stand. What a shame to see her pure white skin so damaged.
早く治るといいね。
I hope it heals soon, whatever it is.
ナオミ。我慢できない。
I can't hold back any longer.
何が？
What now?
そんなことより尻を揉
You just gotta grab that ass.
ませろ。チェイサ
Chase on.
ー。ちょっと聖子、荒ぶりすぎだよ。
Seiko, seriously, cool down, girl. I think you've gone totally mental on me.
辛抱た
I just can't help myself. Thank
まん
God
な。
that's
もう一つ布団
over.
あったのに。
You know, we do have a spare futon.
これでいいの。
Don't worry, I'm fine right where I am.
シングルベッドに無理やり二人で入り込む。
Two people
暖
sharing a
かいけ
single
ど
bed.
寝返
would
りを打
make
っ
for
た
a
ら
warm
落
night.
ちそうだ。
But if either of us rolled over, the other one was going to wind up clean on the floor.
私が床に布団で寝るよと言ったんだけど、聖子は堅くなにそれを拒んだの。
I offered the bed to her and was perfectly willing to spend the night on a roll-out futon, but she wouldn't have it.
聖子が狭くないならいいんだけどさ。
Well, as long as you don't feel too crowded, I guess this is fine.
あったかくて素敵。このままナオミとチューできたら死んでもいい。
It's all warm and cozy. I love it. If only I could kiss you like this, I'd die a happy woman.
口を数字の3みたいにして目を潤ませてこっちを見ながら何を言ってるんだろうこの子は。
With that, she puckered her lips into a shape resembling the number 3 and looked at me expectantly. What had gotten into her?
じゃあしない方がいいよね。聖子いなくなったら嫌だもん。
No, we'd better not. Happy woman or no, I'd hate to see you die.
しまった。
Ah, damn. Hoisted.
なんだろう、超楽しい。
I was just thinking, this is really fun.
正直自分でも気づいてる。
It was around that point when I'd started to realize the truth about
多
Seiko.
分聖子のセクハラとそれを笑ってスルーしている私を傍から見たら仲良しを超えた二人に見えるだろうなって。
After all, if an outsider were to witness her blatant act of harassment and my complete dismissal of it, they'd assume we were more than friends too.
だけど私はもちろん聖子だって全然恋愛的なそういうのじゃなくって、
But it's not like I was actually in love with her. I really didn't feel that way at all.
本当に大好きな友達として。私たち二人の距離感ってこれが普通なんだよね。
I just thought of her as a very dear friend and figured this closeness we had was pretty normal.
だから時々
Oh, honey.
される誤解を解くのが大変だったりもするんだけれど。
It seemed natural, in fact, that our behavior would lead to a third-party misunderstanding every now and again. And I just have to set the record
それ
straight.
はそれで面白いから私もちょっと楽しんでいたりもするんだ。
But honestly, even when situations like that arose, they were pretty fun in their own strange, silly sort of way.
私ね、友達止めたの初めてなんだ。
You know, This is the first time I've ever had a friend over.
私もお泊まり会って初めて。一人でベッドで寝るよりも全然いいね。
This
あいたたたた。
this is my first sleepover too. Sure beats lying in bed alone. I'll tell you what. Ow.
大丈夫？さっきのお風呂場のビンタ強すぎたかな。
Oh, you okay? I might have slapped you a little too hard back there.
腰の入ったいいパンチだったぜ。平気だけど。
You sure did put your back into it, Slugger, but don't you worry. I'm just fine.
聖子がほっぺたをさすりながらいい笑顔をする。
Seiko was rubbing her face lightly where I struck her, but smiling from cheek to cheek.
ごめんね。ねえねえ、今度さ、聖子ん家に私も泊まりに行っていい？
Sorry again. Hey, how about I come stay... how about I come stay over at your place next time? What do you say?
来て来て、弟たち紹介する。絶対来て。
Oh, I say yes, yes. That was... Yeah, I can introduce you to the little ones. You're absolutely welcome
あ
anytime.
りがとう。
Thanks.
窓の外から差し込む月明かりが部屋の中を幻想的に照らしている。ふっ
The
と
moonlight crept its way into
私
my
の中で
bedroom
ま
window,
た現実感が消える。
giving the whole room a dreamlike glow. Soon enough, I was beginning to nod off.
私は今どこにいるんだっけ？
Where was I?
夢？
Was I
Yeah.
dreaming?
現実だよ。聖子の体温を感じるもの。
No, it was just my room. I could feel Seiko's warmth next to me.
でも実は
Or
本当の自分は全
maybe
然
I
違
was
う
somewhere
とこ
else
ろにいて、
entirely.
ずっ
In
と
this
経験
whole
している
world,
この現実が
all of my life's
そこで見ている
experiences
夢だったりしたら、
were just one big dream.
眠くなるとろくなこと考えない。
Man, it's hard to form a coherent thought when you're dead tired.
じゃあ明日大変だし寝よっか。
Well, tomorrow's a big day. Let's get some sleep.
だね、文化祭だもんね。前日にお泊まり会とかチャレンジャーだよね、私ら。
You said it. From a sleepover right into a culture festival. We're true challengers.
寝坊しないでよ。布団ひっぺがして冷蔵庫の保冷剤お腹に乗せちゃうからね。
Don't you dare oversleep. If you do, I'm pulling back the blankets and putting an ice pack on your stomach.
大丈夫だよ。私の朝の速さはおばあちゃん並みなんだから。
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm such an early riser, I put middle-aged women to shame.
よーし、言ったね。
I'll hold
じ
you to
ゃあお
that.
やすみ。
Anyway, good night, Seiko.
おやすみ。
Good night.
およ。
Wow, that was quick.
聖子も疲れてるのかな。気持ちよさそうな寝息を聞いていたら、私もどんどん眠くなる。
Seiko must have been exhausted. I could hear her calm, telltale grunts and rhythmic breathing, signifying that she was out cold, and it was contagious.
この子、びっくりするほど体温高い。昨日の夜は寒かったけど、これはいいや。湯たんぽだ。
I couldn't get over just how much warmth her body was generating. The previous night was so cold, but this was perfect. She was like a hot water bottle.
あったかい。
So warm.
だね。
Mm-hmm.
あ、起きてたの？
Oh, you're awake?
ナオミの声はいつだって熟睡してたって聞こえるの、私。教室でもそうでしょ？
I can hear your voice even from the deepest sleep, Naomi. You've experienced that before during class, remember?
もう超能力の域ね。てか、
Is,
授業中寝ちゃダメだよ。
is that some kind of ESP or something? And wait, were you sleeping during class? That's not good.
ねえね
Hey, I have a question.
え。将来結婚してもさ、変わらず私と一緒にいてくれる？
In the future, even after you get married, will you still spend time with me? Like this?
もちろんだよ。急だね、また。
Oh, of course I will. Talk about bolt from the blue.
本当に？
For true?
本当に。
For
当
true.
たり前じゃない。私と聖子は何があっても友達。ずっ
I
と
mean,
一緒
we're
だよ。
friends, you know? So thick and thin, and we always will be.
ありがとう。
Thanks.
なーに急に。もう。
Man, you're really a spaz sometimes, you know that?
聖子がバサッと布団をかぶる。何この萌えキャラ。友達以上の感情が芽生えたらどうしてくれるのか。
Seiko yanked the covers up over her head like some girly anime heroine. If she really did think of me as more than a friend, how was I supposed to react?
ナオミ、ずっと一緒にいようね。
Let's always be together.
うん。おやすみ。
You bet. Good night,
お
Seiko.
やすみ。
Good night.
聖子も私と同じことを考えてたんだ。
Seiko and I seemed to be thinking the same thing.
嬉しい反面、なんだかまた照れくさいような変な気持ちになった。
We were both so happy, but there was another side to the coin. There was a certain awkwardness as well. It was a strange sensation.
聖子はやっぱりすぐに寝息を立て始める。こっちを向いて丸くなってる。
Soon enough, Seiko began moaning and breathing heavily for real. She had fallen fast asleep, facing me, curled into a fetal
目
position.
の前で寝ている聖子の頭をじっと見ていると、不意に手が動いて、そのまま撫でてみたくなった。
As I lay there staring at her head, my hand moved of its own volition and began gently stroking her hair.
おかしい。寝入りかけのテンションのせいかな。不思議なほど自然に。私はそっと聖子の後頭部に手を回してみた。
Strangely, it didn't feel awkward or embarrassing at all. Perhaps because I knew she was asleep. It just felt natural.
そのままお母さんが子供にやるように、ゆっくりと頭に沿って手を動かしてみる。
I slid my hand more towards her back and continued rubbing her head gently, like a mother would her child's.
いい頭の形。丸いな。私はよくわからないことを考えながら、聖子の頭を撫でていた。
What a lovely shape her head was, perfectly round. I just kept stroking her hair, thinking about this and that.
聖子が私の胸に顔をうずめてしがみついてくる。あれ、寝ぼけてる？
Suddenly, she clung to me and buried her face in my chest. Was she still half awake?
なんか変な絵だけど、今晩だけいいや。
What a strange scene this was, but just for tonight, I was willing to let it slide.
よしよし。いい子いい子。
There, there. Good girl. Good girl.
今
Oh,
日夕
I
方か
expected
ら
them
雨
to
降る
wake
み
up
た
in
い
the
よ。
friggin' hospital
二
room.
人とも傘持っていってください。
It's supposed to rain all evening, so make sure you both take an umbrella with you.
はーい。
Got it.
あ、お借りします。ありがとうございます。
Thanks for the loaner.
よーし、元気に行っておいで。篠原さん、デートの約束考えといてね。
Have fun today, and Shinohara, you be sure to think of where to go on that date of ours.
はい、お母様。
Yes, mother.
誰がお母様？
She's not your mother, you know.
びっくりするほど早起きな聖子に布団を剥ぎ取られて、私はくしゃみをして目を覚ました。
Seiko had woken up ungodly early and pulled my futon away, forcing me up with a chill and a
髪
sneeze.
を溶かして制服を着ると、お母さんが作ってくれた朝ごはんを頬張って、私たち二人は家を飛び出した。
We both combed our hair and put on our school uniforms, then scurried and then scarfed down the breakfast my mom had made and flew out of the house.
急がないと準備に遅刻しちゃう。
If we didn't hurry, we'd be late for setting up.
おーほー、今年もすごいね。
Whoa, things are looking pretty grand this year. Grand this year too.
あ、そうだ。私準備室からお椀運んでくるから、聖子先に教室行っといて。
Yeah, it's really coming together. But I forgot. I have to go get the bowls from the prep room. Seiko, you go ahead to class, will you?
了解。あ、カバン持ってっとくよ。貸して。
Roger that. Oh, and I'll take your bag for you. Give it
あり
here.
がと
Thanks.
う。文化祭、如月祭当日。結構歴史のあるこの学校で、今日は第何回目だったかな。
It was the day of this culture festival or Kisaragi. It was the day of this culture festival or Kisaragi Fest. Our school has a whole lot of history to it, and this festival has been a part of it for
中
ages.
等部から高等部まで みんな30分後の開催に向けて出し物の準備で忙しそう。超賑やか。
Every student in the junior and senior high alike was busy getting ready for the festivities, which were due to start in around 30 minutes.
後で時間があったらいろんなクラス回りたいななんて思いながら
I wondered if I'd have any extra time afterwards to go check out the other classes'
家
projects.
庭科準備室に洗って伏せておいたお椀を抱えて私は自分のクラス2の9へ向かった。
We'd previously washed the bowls we were planning to use and laid them out in the home ec prep room. With those bowls in hand, I proceeded toward class
いつも
29.
の階段を上り2階の奥にある教室へ向かう。
I climbed the usual staircase and headed towards the usual room, stepping carefully so I wouldn't drop any
今
dishes.
日私たちのクラスではお汁粉屋をやることになっていた。
The plan this year was to host a red bean soup restaurant.
教室に近づくと廊下にまでもう甘い香りが漂ってる。
I could smell the sweet red bean paste more and more clearly with every step I took. Never had red bean. Wonder if it tastes any good.
朝ごは
I
んいっ
mean,
ぱい
I'm
食べて
obviously
きた
if people
のに
like it. I just mean I
もう
wonder
食
if
欲
I
が
would
顔
like
を
it.
出す。
I'm very picky
や
with
っぱ
food
り
texture.
甘いものは別腹だよね。
I'd eaten so much food at breakfast, but here we had even more food rearing its head. But when it comes to sweets, I say bring it on.
おはようみん
Additional
な。
sweets.
お汁粉屋のお椀ってこれぐらいで足りる？
Morning, everyone. These look like there'll be enough bowls for today. Don't you think?
おはよう。
Good morning.
おはよう。
Ah,
それぐらい
morning.
あれば大丈夫。
Yeah, that looks like it'll be enough. Or be plenty. So slow. Hey.
おはよう岸沼。サトシも。
Morning, Kishinuma. Morning, Satoshi.
Oh. Naomi.
Why are you going so slow? Naomi.
なんだかサトシが変だった。きょとんとしてこっち見てる。
Satoshi seemed a bit out of sorts. He was just staring blankly. Was he still half asleep?
気になったけど、私はまず両手に抱えたお椀を置こうと教室の奥に入っていった。
It bothered me to see him like that, but I literally had my hands full, so I really couldn't dwell on it. I pushed on into the classroom.
足元が見えない。怖いな。落とさないように。
But I couldn't actually see what was in front of my feet, and I have to admit it was kind of scary. It would be a real challenge not to drop anything.
いやー、ナオミ。おはよう。
Naomi. Good morning, my dear.
ちょっと聖子、お尻触んないで。おはようじゃないでしょ。
Seiko, stop grabbing my ass. Haven't we already said our good mornings? Anyway,
手の塞がったナオミさんを見て、私が放っておくとでもお思いか。
oh, but how can I resist an opportunity like this? Naomi, hands restricted, unable to fend off my advances.
こら
Look what you did.
ああ、ダメだよ。食器は清潔にしておかないと。仕方ないな。もう一遍洗いに行こう。手伝うわ。
Oh, now that's no good. Our tableware has to be kept clean. Guess we'll just have to go wash it all again. Here, I'll help.
ごめんね。
Thanks. Sorry for the trouble.
そう
Aw,
して始まった文化祭。
they look
私
adorable.
たちのお汁粉屋では鈴本さんの用意してくれた可愛い衣装を着て接客したの。
That's so cute. And so began the culture festival. All day we wore the clothes Suzumoto prepared for us and served red bean soup to our
彼女
schoolmates.
は演劇部でいつも舞台の衣装デザインを担当していて、
She had a lot of costuming experience, having worked on the side of things in the drama club for quite some time. Then why are their uniforms still visible? These ones are great. You can still, it's just sweaters, or not sweaters, but, you know, tops.
それだけじゃなく実際に縫製までしちゃうから、こういう服作るのも慣れたもので、
She even did the
と
sewing
っても
herself.
出来が良くって。
putting all her practice to the test, and the kimonos she prepared for us really were all of exceptional
こ
quality.
の衣装が超可愛いと評判になり、中等部から高等部まで全校の生徒が押しかけてくれて、うちのクラスは大にぎわい。
So good, in fact, that they became a centerpiece for us, bringing in students from the junior and senior high divisions alike. It made for a busy day.
私たちもサボる岸沼を追い回したり、休憩の時間にはいろんなクラスの出し物を見て回ったりして、みんな楽しい一日を過ごしたんだ。
When we weren't tending to customers, we were chasing after that slacker Kishinuma, or taking time to check out some of the other class projects.
結局私たちのおしるこ屋は校内人気第1位を獲得して大成功に終わったの。
In the end, not only did we have a really fun day, we also ended up being the most popular classroom in the whole festival. All in all, a rousing success.
時計の針は6時を回っていた。
Finally, the clock struck 6.
楽しかった文化祭も終わり、みんなで雑談しながらこの後片付けをしようねって言っていたんだけど、
As our busy day drew to a close, we all stood around talking and kept saying we should clean up, but that kind of didn't happen.
気がついたら残ったのはサトシと委員長、聖子、森重、岸沼、鈴本さんと私を入れて7人のみ。
Before I knew it, there were only 7 of us left in the room. Satoshi, the class rep, Seiko, Morishige, Kishinuma, Suzumoto, and myself.
他の子たちはみんな帰っちゃったみたい。
It seemed everyone else had already gone home.
結局後から来てくれた副担の宍戸先生とお兄ちゃんを迎えに来たサトシの妹のゆかちゃんを巻き込んで9人で片付けをすることになった。
Our homeroom TA, Miss Shishido, showed up with Satoshi's little sister in tow, but they were it. We 9 became the de facto cleanup crew.
おー、片付いた。みんなお疲れ様。頑張ったね。
Ah, finally done. Good work, everyone. The place is looking like a real classroom again.
くっそー、バックレて帰りやがった連中、ただじゃおかねえ。
Dumbasses who went home without helping are sure gonna get a piece of my mind tomorrow, though.
私の委員長としての求心力もまだまだということね。
Not much of a class rep if I can't even hold everyone together long enough to clean up after ourselves.
岸沼でさえ残ってるのにね。
Though you did manage to keep Kishinuma here, surprisingly.
うるせえ。
Oh, shut up!
鈴本さん、あなたと過ごせたこの数ヶ月、
Suzumoto,
本当
I
に
just
楽
wanted
し
to
かった
say
わ。
it's been really fun having you here these last few months.
元気いっぱいのあなたに何度救われたかしら。
I can't tell you how many times your positive energy helped bolster my spirits.
みんなあなたのことが大好きだし、尊敬していたと思うの。
Always remember that you're loved and respected.
口には出さないけど、みんなちゃんと見てたんだよ。あなたの人間性をね。
We may not have said much to that effect, but we've all been watching you blossom here.
周りを気遣ってみんなを立てて、陰では一生懸命努力してた。
I lent a hand where I could and did my best to help guide you, but ultimately you walked your own path and have become a fine young woman.
先生。
Miss Huey?
意識もせずにそれが実行できるのは本当にすごいことなんだよ。
It takes a special person to achieve what you've done without even realizing it.
あなたの副担任でいられたこと、私誇りに思う。
It's been an honor to serve as your homeroom TA.
向こう行っても元気でね。
I wish you all the best at your new school.
Thank you.
そう、
That was awful of me.
文化
Ugh.
祭後の連休を挟んで
Voices.
鈴本さんは転校してしまうんだ。
Unfortunately, this teary farewell brought us all back to reality. During the holidays following the culture festival, Suzumoto was being
今日
transferred.
が実質最後の登校日だったの。
This was to be her last day at Kasaragi Academy High School.
みんな鈴本さんのことは大好きだった。
Everyone here loved her, so this was a sad occasion indeed.
本当に裏表のない優しい子で、これから毎日会えなくなるんだって思うと寂しくてたまらなかった。
She was truly a kind person, possessing no ulterior motives and harboring no ill will towards anyone. The thought of her leaving was just plain depressing.
時間も遅くなり、いよいよお別れっていう時に、
But time waits for no one, and sadly the time had come to say our goodbyes.
階段好きの委員長が幸せの幸子さんっていうおまじないを出してきたんだ。
As one final hurrah, our occult-obsessed class reps asked us to perform some friendship ritual called Sachiko Ever After.
彼女はカバンから紙でできた人型の片白を取り出した。
Upon mentioning it, she produced a paper doll from her bag.
どこかの神社で見たことがある悪いことを身代わりに受けてくれるというあれにそっくりだった。
It looked a lot like those proxy dolls you'll sometimes see in Shinto shrines, designed to absorb bad karma in somebody's place.
ビジュアル的に呪いの儀式みたいでなんだか怖い。私以外のみんなもぎょっとしてた。
Visually, this whole thing just seemed like the setup for a cursed seance or something. It was kind of scary, and I wasn't the only one who thought so.
ネットに載ってたおまじないなんだけど、
This is, well, it's a charm that I found on the internet.
これをするとね、その場にいたみんながずーっと一緒につながっていられるっていうおまじない。
If we do it right, then all of us will be together forever.
永遠に友達でいられるんだって。
Or we'll always be friends anyway. That's the gist of it.
ほう。
Interesting.
どうやるの？
So how does it work?
ダメだ。これはダメだ。
No, don't do this.
みんな危険だ。これはしちゃダメなんだ。命に
Seriously,
関わる。
don't do this. It's dangerous. Our lives are on the line.
さあ、トシ。
Satoshi.
命とはまた大げさだな。
Don't you think that's going a bit overboard?
あれあれ？
違う。冗談じゃないんだよみんな。
Look, I'm not joking. I'm dead serious
怖
here.
がりのサトシが必死で嫌がってる。そんなに拒否するほど怖いかな。
Satoshi had always been easily spooked, and in true form, he was pleading for his life that we stop what we were doing, and it didn't sound that scary though.
大丈夫よ持田くん。これはいつもの怖いやつじゃないから。
Don't worry, Mochida. This isn't my usual creepy fare.
お前がそんなに意地張るのも珍しいな。
I gotta say, it's rare to see you get this worked up.
怖がるサトシをよそにみんなのおまじないは進行していく。彼一人目に涙を浮かべてそれを見ている。
In the end, 8 of us proceeded with the ritual as planned, while Satoshi sat it out, off to the side, tears in his eyes.
なんだかかわいそうになってきた。
I kind of felt bad for him.
でも鈴本さんのためのおまじないだしやってあげたいし。
But this was for
どうしたんだろう
Suzumoto.
サトシ。
We all wanted to give her the best possible send-off, so all I could really do was silently wonder what had gotten into him.
頼む。やめてくれ。
Please, I'm
これはや
begging
っ
you,
ちゃいけない
stop
ことなんだ
this!
よ。どうして分かってくれないんだ。
Why won't anyone listen to
あ
me?
れこれ本気の時のサトシだ。
He's really
サトシ
serious.
何
Like-
何が言いたいの？
As serious as I've ever seen him. What is it, Satoshi? What is it that has you so worried?
同じ日が繰り返されている。俺には分かるんだ。この先大変なことが起こる。
This has happened before. All of this, I remember it. And what's coming next is worse than you can possibly imagine.
もう終わるからいい子で待ってて持田くん。
But I'm through trying to convince you. Just be a good boy and wait for us to finish, okay?
繰り返してる。委員長が言ってた騎士官ってやつ？
A time loop? Is he experiencing deja vu like me? Is some new destiny being born inside of him, like the class rep had said before?
そういえばなんだろう、この現場、この空間、このおまじない、なんだか。
Come to think of it, this does feel a little familiar. This room, this atmosphere. His charm.
おまじないの紙人形をつかみながら、私は自分の記憶を遡っていた。
I obediently dug my nails into the paper doll, but all the while I was frantically foraging through my memories, trying to figure out what I was missing.
じゃあみんな引っ張ってちぎっちゃって。
We're going to rip on it until it rips apart into 9 pieces, okay? On the count of 3.
青ざめた顔をして、サトシが紙人形を掴んで参加する。
With pallid face, Satoshi quickly rushed over and grabbed the paper doll himself. He was joining us after all, it seemed.
ようやく意地を張るのをやめたねと微笑むみんなの顔とは反対に、私は嫌な予感がどんどん膨らんでいた。
Everyone else smiled at him as if to say, "Finally, you've come to your senses." But I was just starting to get a really bad feeling about this.
待って、これ本当に。
No, there's definitely something wrong here.
いくよ。せー
Ready?
の。
1, 2. No! As soon as I reached the hallway, I fell to my knees with a thud. Oh, is this right after burning the hair?
やだ。なんなのあれ。人。真っ黒だったけど。
Oh, no. What was that? A person? It was pitch black, but I swear it was shaped like a person.
パニックになる私の目の前で、開け放たれた保健室の入り口から黒い影がゆっくりと出てきた。
The school infirmary door hung open near me, and in my panicked state, I swore I'd seen a black, shadowy figure within it.
殺してやる。
Okay, before the hair. No! Maybe after? I can't remember. Oh, what a lovely view. She threw up.
パニックになる頭の中を整理する。何だったの今の。
My mind had been completely overtaken with fear. What was that?
何が起こってたの今。黒い霧みたいなものが私の全身から、口か
What
ら、耳か
just
ら。
happened? That dark, misty entity came towards me and entered my body from every orifice. It came in through my ears, through my
喉
mouth.
の奥に太いものが詰まってて、息ができずに一瞬意識も飛んだ気がする。
I felt an enormous lump in my throat, blocking the flow of air into my lungs and momentarily teetering me on the brink of unconsciousness.
私は今殺されかけたんだ。
I was almost killed.
胸の奥に大事にしまっている命を、まるで冷たい手にわしづかみにされたようで、私の体はすべての器官がひっくり返ったように乱れていた。
It felt as if a cold hand reached into my body and grabbed a hold of my life's energy, turning all my internal organs inside out and leaving me for dead.
胃がおかしい、腸がおかしい、足がもつれる。人間はプレッシャーだけでこんなにも体が狂うのか。
My stomach was turning, my bowels were on fire, and my legs were all twisted around themselves. Could pressure alone disrupt the human body this much?
喉に残る自分の胃液の味と匂いに、私は再び吐きそうになるのを必死でこらえていた。
The odor and flavor of my own gastric juices still gnawing at the back of my throat. I felt like I was going to throw up again, but I held it in.
見覚えがある。
I remember this.
この場面、この状況。
This place, these circumstances.
私、絶対覚えがある。
I-
ここに来たの。
I've
初
been
め
here
てじゃない。
before. I know I have.
幸せの幸子さんを行った私たちは、すごい音がして教室の真ん中に穴が開いたと思ったら、気がつくと古びた廃校舎の中にいた。
After performing the Sachiko Ever After ritual, there was a hellish noise, then a huge hole appeared in the floor, and then I was here in this school.
サトシやシシド先生、委員長たちの姿はなく、私のそばには 聖子だけが倒れていたの。
There was no sign of Satoshi or Miss Shido, or the class rep or anyone else. Only Seiko was still near me, collapsed in a heap on the floor.
聖子と私は二人で励まし合って校舎の探索をしていたんだけど、玄関も窓も全部閉まっていて、外へ出ることができない。
Seiko and I explored the decaying building as best as we could, but there was no way out. Not a single window or outer door could be moved or even broken.
そんな中、サトシの妹、ユカちゃんの声が廊下の奥から聞こえたの。
Just as our last shreds of hope had begun to vanish, we suddenly heard Satoshi's little sister Yuka cry out from somewhere just out of sight.
足をくじいて動きづらい私を保健室のベッドに休ませたまま、聖子は一人でユカちゃんを探しに行ってしまった。
I'd sprained my ankle pretty badly, and I couldn't walk very well, so Seiko went off alone to find her while I rested up at the infirmary.
そこへ一人になった私を狙いすましたかのように、真っ黒い人影のようなものが現れて襲いかかってきたんだ。
And that's when the dark, shadowy figure showed up and began attacking.
怖かった。怖かった。怖かった。怖かった。怖かった。
I was scared. So scared. So scared. So very scared.
歯が勝手にカチカチとなる。唇が別の生き物のようにブルブルと動く。
My teeth were chattering and my lips were quivering as if they had a mind of their
ど
own.
うして私を一人にするの？
Why would she leave me alone like that?
私も一緒にユカちゃん探しに行くって言ったのに、どうして一人で行っちゃうの？
I told her I'd go with her to look for Yuka.
足手まといってこと？
So why? Why did she leave me behind? Was I going to slow her down? Was I going to get in her way?
どうしたの？大丈夫？
Naomi, what happened? Are you okay?
聖子。
Seiko.
そんなことが。一人にしてごめんね。大丈夫だった？
What? Oh my god, are you alright? I'm so sorry I left you by yourself.
聖子の顔を見たら、体の震えが止まった。
Just seeing Seiko's face quelled my
この
shivers.
子がいると本当に安心する。しがみついて泣きじゃくりたい気持ちになる。
Whenever she's around, I feel so at ease, and at that moment I just wanted to cling on to her and cry my eyes out.
素直にそうすればよかった。
I should have just done it, but instead,
私のこと置いてって怖かったんだから。
just leave me alone. You have any idea how scared I was?
ごめんね、ナオミ。一緒に出口探そう。
I'm sorry, Naomi. Come on, let's try and find a way out of here together.
知らないよ。やだ、もうほっといてよ。どう
What's
せ
the point?
脱出なんてできないんだ。
Just forget about it. Leave it alone. We're never getting out of here.
安心感からか、私の胸の奥からはまるで拗ねた子供のように、大粒の涙とともに怒りの感情が溢れ出してきた。
Maybe it was the safety of Seiko's presence that did it, but all the fear welling up inside within me suddenly turned into anger, like I was a spoiled
こ
child.
の子に当たっても仕方がない。この子は何にも悪くない。分かっているのに、私は言葉を止めることができなかった。
Nothing good could come of lashing out like this. Seiko did not do anything wrong. I knew that, but I couldn't stop myself from saying what I said.
心底心配してくれているのに、守ってあげると決めたのに、聖子の顔を見て、私の甘え性に
She was
ますま
genuinely
す火
concerned
が
about
ついてい
me,
く。
and I'd sworn to myself that I'd protect her, but my sense of reason was fighting a losing
こ
battle.
のまま行方不明でお母さんにも迷惑かける。ほんと最悪。
You realize we've gone missing, right? How do you think my mother's gonna feel? She's gonna be worried sick about me, and there's nothing I can do.
ナオミ、大丈夫だよ。そんなこと言わないで。
Naomi, please don't say things like that. It's going to be alright.
だってそうじゃん。私が帰ってくるまできっとずっと探し続ける。
Like hell it is. She's gonna keep searching for me until the day I finally come home.
お母さん仕事あるのに足引っ張って邪魔して。 超親不孝だよ。
And she is work, you know. This whole situation, it's not right. As long as I'm here, I'm nothing but a nuisance to her. I'm a terrible daughter.
ここで死ぬ私が見つかるわけがないのに、無駄なことさせて。
And we're just gonna die here anyway, so all that time she spends looking for me will be wasted.
この時聖子と話しながら私はさらに別の考えに心を支配され始めていた。
By this time, my mind had been completely overtaken. I wasn't myself anymore. I was running on autopilot, horrified by the words coming from my mouth.
この流れはダメ。
No, I know how this ends.
無駄じゃない。
You're wrong.
家族ってね、迷惑とか足引っ張るとか、そういうものじゃないよ。
Families aren't like that. It won't be a nuisance. It won't be a burden. You're not
う
terrible.
まく言えないけど、その人のためなら何だってできるものだと思うの。
I don't know exactly how to say this, but when there are loved ones involved, you'll do anything
さ
for
っきの
them.
既視感が戻ってきてどんどん確信に変わっていく。
There it was again, deja vu. Everything was falling into place.
そう、私はこの先の運命を知っていた。このまま進んじゃうと
I knew what was going to happen. I knew what fate had in store if we continued down this road.
だけどそうだよね。心配はかけるべきじゃない。夏美お母さん優しい人だし。
But I guess I can see where you're coming from. Your mother's really a kind person. The last thing you'd want to do is worry her.
だからそうならないように。ね、ナオミ、大丈夫だよ。
That's why we need to make sure that doesn't happen, right, Naomi? We need to get back home.
あんたの家はどうだか知らないけど、普通はそんなおめでたい考え方できないよ。
I don't know how it is for you and your family, but normal people don't work that way.
このままだと
No, it's happening.
聖子が首をつって死んじゃう。
Seiko's gonna get hanged. She's going to die.
謝んなきゃ。
I have to apologize. No.
ナオミにこんなこと言われるの。
I don't want you, of all people, to speak to me like that. Please, Naomi, tell me that's not how you really feel.
聖子、
このままじゃいけない。
If I didn't say
聖
something
子
to
をこ
calm
こ
her
で
down,
一
Seiko
人
would
に
run
しちゃい
off.
けない。
And I knew she couldn't be by herself right now.
私はとっさに謝ろうとした。でも
So I pulled myself together and tried apologizing to her, but the words...
聖子、ごめん。
Seiko, I'm so...
謝ろうとした途端喉に何かが絡まって息ができないほどむせ込んだ私はその場にしゃがみ込んでしまった。
The words wouldn't come. As soon as I tried to form them, something caught itself in my throat. I found myself unable to breathe and doubled over in a fit.
ナオミ、大丈夫？
Naomi, are you okay?
ごめんね。私があなたの気持ちを逆なでしちゃってるのだ。悲しいけど、私離れてるから。
I'm sorry, Naomi, if I'm bothering you. I'll go. I hate to leave your side, but if that's what you want, I won't argue.
聖子、待ってよ。
Wait!
走っていく聖子の後ろ姿が小さく暗く消えていく。取り返しのつかない選択をした気がした。
Seiko ran off into the distance, her figure growing smaller and darker until it vanished altogether. I knew I'd made an awful, irreversible mistake.
聖子に向けた私の意識をある違和感が強制的に引き戻す。
That sense of dread I'd felt moments before had come back with full force. Or had come back full force. I could sense a malevolence within me, an outside hand that made me lash out at Seiko.
口の中に異物感。何か入ってる。私は慌てて口の中に指を突っ込んだ。
I felt like something was in my mouth. I had no idea what, but there was definitely something in there. I stuck my finger in and tried to dig it out. Yeah.
私の喉の奥から
My
絡まっ
fingers
た
found something pulled,
長い髪の毛がたくさん出てきた。
and out from my throat came a large clumps of long black hair. Ugh, I feel like gagging just thinking about it.
真っ黒な髪の毛は引っ張っても引っ張っても出てきた。
I just kept pulling and pulling. I couldn't believe how much there was.
胃の中から食道を通って私の手のひらまで途切れなく。
The strands stretched all the way from my stomach through my esophagus and into my hands, and even then there was still more to pull.
扁桃腺が刺激されてまた戻してしまいそうになる。
The motion was unnatural and was creating a repulsive, sickening sensation along my tonsils. I felt like I was going to throw up again. It might help. Oh, I think she just did.
何よ、髪の毛。これが今喉に絡みついて。
Where the hell did all this hair come from? Was it all stuck in stuck in my throat? Sorry, I'm gagging.
おぼろげだった未来の記憶は確信に変わっていた。何か理由があって私は同じ現実を繰り返しているんだ。
It was only a faint notion before, but now I was certain. I was remembering some future event. I didn't know why or how, but I was repeating time.
謝ることも許さないってこと。
Am I just not allowed to apologize?
何かの力が働いてる。何かがまたこの世界でも聖子を殺そうとしている。
I could feel a dark will guiding me. Someone or something wanted Seiko to be killed in this timeline as well.
ダメだよ。そんなことさせない。
But I wasn't going to let it happen.
絶対させないから。
Not without a fight.
とにかく追いかけなきゃ。謝ろう。あの子を一人にしちゃダメ。
I have to go after her. I have to apologize. I can't leave her alone like this.
私は聖子の走って行った方へ廊下を駆け出した。でも
I ran as quickly as I could in the direction Seiko had gone, but then...
立っていることもできないという
Fierce earthquake
激し
began
い地
shaking
震
the
が
building. It was so violent I couldn't even
そ
stay
の場にしゃ
standing.
がみ込んでしまった。
I crouched along the ground, waiting for it to
反
pass.
射が与えられる暴力的なまでの恐ろしい爆弾。
Everything was moving and there were sounds of objects cracking and breaking all around me.
そこら中でガラスが割れたり天井が崩れ落ちたりしている。
Glass was shattering, ceiling tiles were raining down upon me. I was scared for my life. So scared, so very, very afraid.
こんなところにこのまましゃがんでいたら死んじゃうかもしれない。天井が落ちてきて他に穴が開いて。
I was certain I was going to die. Maybe a big chunk of ceiling would fall on me, or the floor would open up at my feet and swallow me
ど
whole.
んな死に方するの？体が潰れるの？どんな痛みなの？どれぐらい続くの？
I kept wondering how it was going to end. Was I going to be crushed? How badly would it hurt? How long would it go on before I finally
い
died?
ろんな想像が頭の中を駆け巡るけど体が少しも動かない。
My head was swimming with all sorts.
自分の無力さを
Sorry.
私は
My
改
head
め
was
て
swimming with all kinds of worst case scenarios, while my body just remained motionless on the ground. I'd never felt so helpless before.
でもいいから早く終わって。
I didn't even care anymore. I'd just take any release I could get. Just make it stop.
体を小さく丸く硬直させたまま私は
But there was no release for
祈
me.
ることしかできなかった。
All I could do was curl up into a ball and pray. That was loud.
どれくらい経っただろうか。
I wondered how much time had
一
passed.
瞬にも数分にも数時間にも思えるほどの恐ろしい時間が過ぎて後者はようやく静寂を取り戻した。
It could have been only a moment, a few minutes, or even a few hours for all I knew. But it did finally end, and the dark corridors were silent once more.
体中をこわばらせながらゆっくりと体を起こすと、頭の上から埃や木くずがパラパラと落ちた。
I gradually loosened my stiff body, uncurling from the floor. Blotches of dust and wood chips fell from my hair.
服の中にも砂みたいな細かい粒子がいっぱい入ってて、ジャリジャリ言う。気持ち悪い。
Some of the finer debris had gotten stuck in my clothing and was crunching around like sandpaper with my every movement. It was not pleasant.
服をつまんでバサバサと払い、スカートをはたいて立ち上がってみた。
I brushed myself off as best I could and slowly rose to my feet, slapping my skirt in vain to clear away any excess dust and dirt.
埃が舞い、白く煙る廊下を見渡すと、そこには
The particles in the air were like a white smoke billowing through the pitch black hallway. It took me a moment to get my bearings.
絶望的な状況が私の前に横たわっていた。
Once I finally did, though, I almost wished I hadn't. The sight before my eyes instantly washed away what little hope I may have had. What?
今の地震で床が抜けて、向こう側へ、聖子の方へ進むことができなくなっていたのだ。
The earthquake had completely caved in part of the floor. It was no longer possible to continue down this hall, no longer possible to trail
もう
Seiko.
少し向こうにしゃがんでいたら、床の亀裂に飲み込まれて、私は無事に済んではいなかった。
If I had been cowering from this quake only a few feet ahead, I'd be dead for sure, swallowed up into whatever hell lay down there.
穴の縁に膝をつけて、穴の底を覗き込む。
I knelt down by the edge of the hole and peered
暗
within.
くてよく見えないけど、この校舎、意外と階ごとの天井が高い。
It was too dark to tell for sure, but if what I thought I saw was correct, then the ceilings in the school were unreasonably high.
さらに下の階のちょうどここから真下の床にも穴が開いたみたいだ。
To make matters worse, it seemed like the floor directly below had fallen out as well.
ここから落ちたらどこまで落ちていくんだろう。身震いしながら私は腰を上げた。
I didn't dare consider just how deep this pit might go. All I knew was I couldn't risk falling into it. Shivering in terror, I pulled myself up.
どうしよう。どこか別のところから回り込めるかな。
What do I do? Can I get around it?
急がないと。
I have to hurry.
急がないと聖子が自殺してしまう。
I-
まだ間に合うんだ。
I definitely had to hurry, but if I didn't, Seiko would commit suicide, but there was still time.
今度こそそんなこと絶対させない。そんな運命変えてやる。
I was determined not to let it happen. No matter what, I was going to save her. I was going to change her horrible fate. Forget it's you that did it, huh? It's funny how it's only making you remember the, relevant stuff. Oh, okay. This is different. Can I go in here? No. What am... Okay, map. Okay.
保健室は嫌
I
だ。
don't like this place.
ここはさっき私が襲われた場所。できれば早く出たい。
The infirmary was where I'd been attacked. I didn't want to stay in there any longer than I had
体
to.
中を怪我されたようなあの感覚は二度と経験したくないもの。
That horrible sensation of my body being overcome by that hair-like mist was something I never hoped to experience again as long as I lived. Well, then we'll just... Hmm?
写真がある。
There's a photo here.
ボロボロに傷んだ白黒の写真は撮影された年代の古さを物語っていた。
The paper was cracked and warped in various spots, and the picture itself was in black and white. Clearly this was not a recent photograph.
若い男性が一人写っている。まるでお見合い写真のよう。
It was just a simple shot of a man looking directly at the camera. It had a formal air to it, as if it were used for an arranged marriage interview.
誰だろう。この机の持ち主かな。それか家族の写真。
I wonder who this is. Was he the man who worked at this desk, or a family member maybe? Proper procedure for dissection. First and foremost, you must ensure that both arms and both legs are firmly pinned down, such that the subject is completely unable to move. Next, make a clean incision across the stomach and carefully peel the skin on both sides, exposing the subject's innards. Use pin to keep the remainder of the page is so stained and faded that it is completely illegible. There's a pair of scissors on one of the shelves. Its blades are stained with blood. There are a large number of bottles lined up on the shelf here. Each one of them seems to be packed tightly with small chunks of unidentifiable meat, and the smell suggests they've been here for quite a while. No. Oops. Oh, I can save. Cool, 1 second. Okay. It's an old-fashioned space heater, but it's so full of ash that it'll probably never light again. Okay. Does that just count as that? Yeah, okay. Nothing of relevance? Nothing I can take? Nothing I can do? Oh, the bed. All the things considered, there's surprisingly little dust on these beds. There's nothing under them, is there? No, there isn't. Good. Okay, but other than that, it's basically a waste of time in here. Okay, maybe the picture was relevant. Oh, right map. This way. Okay. Okay. Broken glass. There's a large hole in the floor. It's too big to jump across. Getting to the center, up to the other side won't be possible from here. Okay, I'm just making sure there's nothing for me. Let's go back here. Now that I know how the mechanics work. See if anything turns blue. No. Nothing. That's fair. Alright, continuing on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to each area at least once so that I make sure there's nothing I could miss. Oh, hi, Mayu.
壁に叩きつけられて飛び散った
There was a mess of blood
人
and
の内
entrails
臓
on
の
the
ような
wall,
ものがこびりついている
as if someone were launched from across the corridor at tremendous speed and splattered on
さっ
impact.
き聖子が言っていたけれど
The smell was positively vile.
臓器特有の匂いって有無を
Seiko
言
had
わさ
commented
ず
on it before,
吐き
but
気
it
を
was
匂
really
わさ
hitting
せ
me
る
now.
し
Every breath I took was triggering my gag
ま
reflex.
た吐き気がしてきた
It was all I could do not to vomit again. Okay, search mode. Nothing in here to look at. Okay. Guess we keep going. The door to the science lab is frozen in place, as if it's just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. Well, I didn't try to, but now that I know I can't. Okay. There's nothing around. Yeah, the door's frozen in place. Can't be opened. Okay. And if I try that? Oh, it's gray, so inaccessible. Okay.
一人で真っ暗な廊下を歩いていると
As I
全
wandered through the
身
darkened
鳥肌が
corridors,
立
every
つよ
hair
う
on my
な感
body was
覚に
standing at
包まれてい
attention.
く
I had goosebumps from head to toe.
まるで一歩ごとに不安という霧が体に絡みついてくる感覚
It felt like a fog of uneasiness was swirling around me with each step I took.
それがどんどん重なっていつかは完全に闇に飲み込まれて消えてなくなりそうな不安
And that fog was growing thicker and thicker, to such an extent that I began fearing the darkness might swallow me whole, and I'd cease to
正
exist.
気をいつまで保っていられるのかわからない焦り
I could feel my sanity slipping away. I didn't know how much longer I could just hold out, and I was starting to lose patience. I just wanted to get it over
怖い
with.
という感覚は粘着質だ拭っても拭ってもぬるぬるとこびりついて取れない
Fear was like a slime covering my entire being. Oh, oops. I pressed that by accident. No matter how much I wiped, I was only squishing it around. It wouldn't come off. It was stuck fast.
歩きながら聖子の名前を呼ぶことで 感覚をシャットダウンして、私はかろうじて自我を保っていたように思える。
I walked around aimlessly, calling out Seiko's name. By doing so, I think I was able to dull my senses and just barely maintain my grip on reality.
どこ？返事して！
Seiko?
私どうかしてた！謝りたいの！
Seiko, where are you? Please answer me. I wasn't thinking straight. I want to apologize.
通路の先の真っ暗闇に光る筋が一瞬見えた気がする。斜めに、縦に、複数。なんだろう。
Up ahead, I swore I saw light glinting off of something. It looked for a moment like a web of sinewy strings stretched all across the hall.
恐る恐る近づいてみると、確かに光る線がある。私はそっとその線に指を触れてみた。
I slowly crept forward until I could confirm that they were in fact strands of wire. Gently, I reached out a finger and touched the closest one.
刺激に驚いて離した指を見てみると、裂けた指の傷口にプツプツと赤い水玉が並んでいた。
I pulled my hand away, looking down at it. There was now a very fine, clean slice right at the tip of my finger. Tiny red beads were beginning to
血の
form.
玉はみるみる大きくなり、やがてつながって大きな血の雫になった。
Those beads just kept getting bigger and bigger, and as I watched, eventually swelling into one another and forming a single drop of blood.
指を伝って手首の方に流れ出る。
And that drop quickly became too heavy for its perch. It began wending its way down my hand toward my wrist.
ピアノ線。ワイヤー。
Piano wire? No, it's a little different.
少し撫でただけでこんなに深く皮膚が切れるなんて。
I couldn't believe that it had cut so deeply from just that one faint
何
touch.
これ。研いであるの。
Has it been sharpened?
痛い。こんなのが張り巡らされた廊下。気づかずに通ったら大変なことになる。
It really stung. If I hadn't noticed those wires strung up across the hall and had just kept walking, I shudder to think of what might have happened.
幽霊とかじゃなくて人為的な罠。誰がこんなこと。
Death not from a malevolent spirits, but from a mere booby trap. Who could have done this?
私は何者かの悪意を感じて身震いした。
There was definitely a planned malice behind it. I could sense an ill will in the air and began to
まさ
tremble.
か今この瞬間もここを私を見ている。
Was someone watching me, even at that very moment?
私が罠に引っかかって死んだりひどい目に遭えばよかったのにって誰かが悔しがっている。
Was someone just waiting for me to fall into their trap and die so they could gloat about it?
誰か見てるの？
Is someone there? Hey!
自制が利かずに口をついて言葉が出た。怖い。ひどい。
It
許
was like
せない。
an unconscious shout. I couldn't control myself. I was scared, and whoever did this was heartless. I couldn't just let it go.
だよ！やめて！
Stop this, please!
ひどいことしないでよ！
You're scaring me. Don't do these awful things to
い
people.
ろんな感情がぐるぐる回って私は無意識に涙を流していた。
A bevy of negative emotions began swimming through my head. I suddenly realized I was crying.
切断線が張り巡らされたこの通路はこのままじゃ進むことができない。
And I knew that this corridor with its web of razor-sharp piano wire was effectively impassable, at least for the
何
moment.
かこの線を切れるような道具とか、とにかく罠を解除しないと。
I needed to find some way to cut these wires, or some means of disabling the trap at any rate.
私は来た道を引き返すことにした。
I decided to go back the way I came and search the rest of the school for answers. If I go to the infirmary, I can get those scissors from the cabinet, right? Right? Oh, is this a new area first? No? Nothing to look at? Okay. Whoa. Nurse. I know you don't like this room. There be scissors in here. There's a pair of scissors on one of the shelves. Its blades are stained with blood. Can I not take it? Can I not take the scissors? Seriously? What? Okay. Well, now I'm not sure. That was kind of my go-to. Okay. I keep doing that to go back. Okay, is there anything down here I might have missed? Or something that was gone, but now is here? Large hole. It's impossible to cross. Already knew that. Okay. I'm really confused. Is there something I'm supposed to do? Like... Well, I know there's something I'm supposed to do, but I mean, like, was there a specific button I had to press to interact with something? But it doesn't look like it. Huh. Okay. Well, there wasn't anything in the nurse's office, so I guess keep going down the hall? I don't know what I could have missed, though. Oh. That same bloody mess caught my eye every time I walked past it. I couldn't help but look, and it really never got any easier to see. I know. I'm sorry. I don't exactly know what I'm supposed to do. Uh-oh. What's that? Why is there an overlay? Is it from the blood? Can I get into here now? Door's frozen in place. Okay. I don't like that there's like an overlay of blood. So this isn't where the wires are. So I can go. No. I actually meant to go. No! For frig's sakes! Okay, I'm in this room. Might as well look around while I'm here. I was trying to go to the first room first. Soul burned by the waves of energy, pay tribute to God in his house of Shinozaki, purified by the flames of hell, judgment passed in the great beyond. The following words are scrawled on the blackout. Your friend is a traitor. You're going to be killed. Run. This shouldn't have been there. It wasn't on the board when I first got here with Seiko. Oh, is this saying, like, your friend's gonna murder you? You're not safe here? Run from Naomi? Somebody had written it recently. But why? To create a rift in our friendship? I didn't know if it was a person or a ghost who did this, but whoever it was a terrible thing to do. This was all really starting to get to me. Is somebody in here? Stop harassing me, whoever you are. I can't take this anymore. I just can't. Okay. Out of that room. I didn't even know who I was angry with, but make no mistake, I was seething. I was probably really close to my breaking point. I ran out of the room, never even pausing to wipe the tears from my eyes. Okay, can I go to the room next to it now? Will you let me... Yeah, 3A. And then we'll go to the hallway. The door to the classroom 3A is frozen in place, as if it's just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. Okay, can I look at this? Smudgy blood red lettering reads, "Getting close to the darkness is one way to learn the truth. This whole place sits close to darkness after all." Okay. That's the door, okay. Anything in this hall? No. Okay. Okay. then making sure. I'm gonna go down before we go up. No? Still nothing? Okay, 1A.
ここにもまた光る
Oh,
線。
there's more piano
部
wire.
屋の中央に切断線が走っていた。でもここにはただ一本のみ貼られているだけ。
There was yet another piece of
くぐ
piano
れば
wire in this
奥
room.
に進めるみたい。
Seemingly razor sharp like the others, but only one. I could avoid it easily with some care.
何これ。
What is this thing?
教室の隅にレバーのついた古い装置が置いてある。
In the corner of the room sat an antiquated mechanical device with a lever attached
糸
to
巻
it.
きのような大小の輪がついていて、そこからピンと張られた透明な線が
It
教室の
prominently
天井
featured
の
two
隅に
wheels with spools
貼
of
られているよ
translucent
うに
wire
見え
coiled
る。
around them and projected out towards the ceiling in a perfect tight
これ
line.
がもしかして外の罠の装置。
Could this be the source of the booby trap? Pull the lever?
大
Sure.
きなレバー。
That's a pretty big
動
lever.
くかな。
I wonder if it'll even move.
古びたレバーは錆びついていて簡単に動いてくれない。少しガチャガチャ遊びがあるから
The
き
machine
っ
was
と
old and the lever
動
was
く
rusted,
構
so
造
it
だ
wasn't
とは
going to
思
give
うん
with
だ
our
け
fight.
ど。
I could rattle it a little though, so I figured I had a chance. I did it.
あれなくなってる。さっきここに光る線あったよね。
It's gone. The piano wire, it's gone. Okay. Can I read that? No. Look in there. Was that the only thing to do? Okay. Let's go to 1B. Oh yeah, I think I was already here. Yeah. Oh no, that just looks just like the other one up there. Okay.
なんだろうあの光。
What's that light?
電気も消えて暗闇になっている通路奥の教室の中で小さな丸い光がついたり消えたりを繰り返している。
There weren't any lights on, and the whole school was bathed in darkness, yet in this lone room, a small circle of light just kept blinking on
私
and
が
off.
じっとその光を見つめると光り、目を離すと消えるような気もする。気のせいかな。
It seemed almost as if it would turn on whenever I looked at it and turn off whenever I looked away. Or maybe that was just my
誰
imagination.
かがこっちを見て反応してるのかもしれない。
But it seemed possible that someone could be trying to get my
誰かい
attention.
るの？
Is anybody in here?
返事はない。
No
だ
response.
んだん気味が悪くなってきた。
I just began to get more and more
無言で
creeped out with every
じっ
passing
と見つ
second.
められているような気持ちが膨らんでくる。
At first I thought maybe someone was watching me, but now I was almost certain of it. As I got closer to the source of the light, the blinking stopped. The light was now fully on. Okay. I'm gonna look over here first. Listen to your teacher. You're going to die now. Okay, is that what the teacher says, or... There's a bleached white skeleton sprawled out here. Judging by height and uniform, it appears to be the remains of a male junior high student. Looking closely, there's a faded school name tag attached to his blazer. Shobu University Middle School, Mashashi Kawasaki. The shelves are littered with dead lice. If one were to rest an arm on one of these shelves, there's no telling how many might come along for the ride.
懐中電灯。スイッチ入りっぱなしになってる。
A flashlight, and it's
さっ
on.
きの明滅は何だったのだろう。
I wondered if this
近
was the
づ
source of
く
the
と止まっ
blinking
たの
light.
が余計に不気味さを煽る。
It did turn steady when I got near the thing, but that just left me with more questions. Take the flashlight.
電池があまり
Maybe it
残
was
ってい
just
な
low
く
on
て
batteries,
チ
and
カチカ
that's
し
why
てい
it
たん
kept
だ。
going on and off.
私は自分にそう説明
That's
し
what
て
that's what I told
ずっ
myself
と
as I
目
picked
の
up
前の懐中
the
電灯を手
discarded
にした。
flashlight.
特に変わった様子はない。普通の懐中電灯。でも本当
Nothing
に
seemed
電
particularly
池が
odd
あま
about
り
it.
残ってなさそうだ。
It was just your regular run-of-the-mill flashlight, and it really did seem to be low on
残量に
batteries.
気をつけて使わなきゃ。なるべく消しておこう。
I'd have to make sure to use it sparingly so as to not waste what little energy it had left. Okay. Oh. There are 3 lines of deep scratches in the teacher's podium, all seemingly made by fingernails. What could have happened here? I don't know. You tell me. Nothing new here. Okay. Into 1C.
その部屋に入った時、私はまず違和感を感じた。
As soon as I entered the room, I had a bad feeling
耳
about
が
it.
痛くなるほどにしんとした教室。何の音も聞こえない。ここだけ
The
なんだか空気が違う。
silence was almost deafening. There wasn't a single sound to be heard. This room, and this room alone, felt very different from any other. There are 2 skeletal remains here. Both of them mostly whitened at this point. They seem to have died huddled up against each other. Both are female and look to be around junior or senior high school age. There's a school name tag attached to the remains of this one's uniforms. Kasuruyama High School, Miki Sato. What about that one? Sato Yuziki. Okay. It's full of dirty tissues. Kinda turns the stomach. Best not to look any closer. Best to just walk away. Good call. Class log. I ate a student today. I was hungry, so I had to. Plus, we played rock, paper, scissors, and I lost. I thought I'd lose to an adult, but I didn't.
子供の描いた元気な
It's a
絵。
child's crayon drawing.
クレヨンで描かれているみたい。
Very vibrant and colorful.
口を大きく開けてスイカを食べているのかな。
The subject's mouth is open and she seems to be eating a watermelon, perhaps?
子供の描いた
Where do you see
元
eat
気な絵。
anything being eaten?
クレヨンで描かれ
I
ている
think
み
it's
た
her
い。
eating the student.
口を
I'm not
大き
gonna
く
lie.
開けてスイカを食べているのか
Yeah,
な。
I'm sorry. There's a large hole in the floor, too big to jump across. Getting to the other side won't be possible from here. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? No? Okay, then we are going to go back. Actually, we're going to go up. Anything here? No, just making sure. Nothing, no bodies with name tags. Okay, upstairs we go. Okay, I can look down. And I can look up. Oh, okay, now I'm upstairs. Okay. Nothing here. Oh, wrong button. Whoa. No, nothing interesting about this. Okay. door to the reference room is frozen in place, as if it's just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. Okay, who are you? It's a decomposing corpse. It smells ghastly. Judging by the height and uniform, this was probably once a male senior high student. His school name tag seems to have survived intact, prominently displaying on his now damp and discolored blazer. Mitsukaze Perfectional High School, Kazuhito Mudafushi. Okay. Is he the only thing to see? Okay. Let's go back to where the wire was then. Making our way to the hallway to go to the stairs. Uh-oh. What? Help me, please. Somebody help me! Oh, there it is.
何なの
What? Who? Nakashima, grade 3, room A. Grade 3, room A. Please return to class immediately.
クラスへ戻ってください。
私
Who? Me?
次は
You're
あ
next.
なたです。
何よそれ
What the hell does that mean? Smudgy blood red lettering reads, getting close to the door. Okay, that's the same. Oh my god. Sorry, one second. The door is frozen in place. Okay, so I can't go to 3A. So I'm just gonna go this way, like I was planning on. Okay, the wires are gone. Yes? It's some sort of mechanism with a lever attached to it. Pull the lever. Pull it. Did I just kill myself? Oh, okay, thank God. Phew.
変な装置
What a strange contraption.
Yukaita
Pulling the
ga
lever
nobita
made a retractable
消えていた
floorboard extend
光る線が
outwards over
元
the
に
hole,
戻って
but
る
also restrung all the piano
触
wire.
れないように気をつけないと
Had to be careful not to touch any of it if I even slightly brushed up against a single strand. Yeah. There's a large hole in the floor here with a single board stretched across it, serving as a makeshift bridge. Okay, let's cross. Uh-oh.
また光る線
Another one.
階段出口に切断線だなんて
Right at the base of the staircase, no less. What a sadistic place to put it. Okay. It should be possible to use the stairs, but that piano wire is razor sharp. Best to go slow and take care not to forget about it later on. Okay. Anything else? No? There's ominously glinting pieces of razor sharp piano wire strung across the foot of the stairwell, roughly at neck height. That's neck height? That looks more like, I don't know, waist height. Maybe. Okay, let's go up the stairs. Anything on the stairs? No, it's the same as last time. Another body. There are bleached white skeletal remains here. Based on their build, it seems likely that this was a female middle school or high school student. Her school ID name tag is lying on the ground nearby. Matsukaze Perfectional High School, Rei Kudosawa. Okay. Anything in here? No? Just making sure. The boys' room is completely boarded up. It won't be possible to get inside. Okay. It's completely boarded up and the boards aren't budging. There's no way to get inside. I mean, I can see a way inside, but sure. It's an old rusty bucket full of maggots. Best to keep your distance. Okay, let's go inside. Shaky, faded lettering could just barely be made out on the old flyer. Put it out of your mind. Don't worry. Eat, laugh, go nuts. Let the darkness in. Suddenly, I felt a sickness in the pit of my stomach. It was almost unbearable. I felt like I was forgetting something absolutely crucial. Something I was consciously trying to forget, but absolutely had to remember no matter what. Can I get her? No? Can't do anything for her? Okay. If I walk out, will something happen? No? What am I missing? Why can't I? What am I missing? I should be able to... No? Yeah, okay. Well, I've clearly triggered something. So I guess we'll go all the way back here and see if anything happens. No? Okay, back downstairs if we can. Yeah, see, we can't get any further, so what do you want me to do? The board should be sturdy enough to get you across the other side, where some sort of mechanism with conspicuous lever awaits. Okay, but why would I want to do that? Yeah, I can't. Because of the wires, right? Okay. I'm confused. And the overlay is getting a little less overlay and a little more prominent. Okay. Seiko should be in the bathroom, right? What did I forget? Oh, inventory. Maybe I have to use the flashlight? Let's try that. Aha.
いくら歩いても聖子
No
の
matter how
駆
much
け
I
出していっ
wandered,
た方へ回り込む道は見つからない。
I just couldn't figure out where Seiko had run
い
off
ろんな
to.
ものが私をいじめるし、も
And
う
I'd
や
been
だ。
teased from the shadows and frightened the whole time I was searching. I couldn't take much more of it. I was losing my
気がつ
mind.
くと、私は校舎の3階にいた。
When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in the hallway on the third floor of the school building.
だんだん自分すら信じられなくなってくる。
I began
先
to
に
doubt
待つ
myself,
運命とかなんとか
to
本
doubt
当
the
なのか
fated
な。
events that lay ahead. Or whatever these horrific future memories were, it couldn't actually happen,
私
right?
が勝手にそう思い込んでいるだけで、
I had no
何の
real
確証
reason
だってない。
to doubt the things I'd been envisioning, but I kept telling myself that it was all just
今まで
paranoia.
だって騎士官については小さな頃からずっとあったし、
I'd experienced deja vu many times in my life, ever since I was a little girl. It didn't have to mean
記
anything.
憶の引き出しに詰まっている似たようなシチュエーションを神経が勝手につないでそう思い込んでいるだけという説も聞いた。
Someone once told me that deja vu was just the brain recognizing a similar situation from one's past and making a false connection, pulling the wrong file.
もうやだ。
Please, no more.
聖子聖子ねえ一人にしないで。
Please don't leave me by myself.
何かに頭を支配されたように理性を失った私はその場に泣き崩れてしまった。
I'd basically lost all ability to reason, as if my mind had been taken over by some outside force. I broke down on the spot and began crying.
あの音は
What's that?
壁を蹴るような大きな音に引っ張られるように私は腰を上げた。
A loud sound caught my attention. It sounded like someone kicking a wall. I shot up from the ground as if I were
同時
yanked.
にこのシチュエーションの記憶の引き出しがゆっくりと開き始める。
And as I rose, my brain began recognizing a similar situation from my past. A file was being
やだ。
pulled. No.
トイレの中から聞こえてくるこの乱暴な音。そうだ、あの時も。
Sounds of a struggle coming from inside the bathroom stall. It's exactly the same. Shh. Shh.
と張り詰めた空気の女子トイレ
There
の
was an
中。
eerie stillness in the air within the girls' lavatory.
人の気配は全くしないけれど、
It didn't feel like there was anyone else in here with me, but I
今
sensed a slight movement on the
閉じたよう
third
に
stall
見え
door
た。
from the back, as if it were just closed.
私の心臓が跳ね回る。緊張して
I,
血
my
が
heart was
逆流してい
racing.
るような感覚になる。
I was so
この
nervous it felt like
扉
all
の
the
向
blood
こ
in
う
my
に
body began flowing in reverse. Behind this door.
聖子、どこなの？
Where are you?
痛いよ。
I miss you.
ロープを見て真っ暗な気持ちになる。
Just looking at the noose sent a wave of dark feelings through my
や
mind.
っぱり死の運命はすぐ目の前で口を開けて待っているんだ。
The specter of death was right in front of me, baring its
こ
fangs.
のままもし会えなかったら。
If I went too much longer without finding her,
背後でまた壁を蹴るような音がして驚いて振り返る。
that same dull thud echoed again from behind me. Startled, I turned back towards the
誰
stall.
もいない個室なのに何の音だろう。
No one was there, so what was I hearing?
壁？
The wall?
ここの壁に空気が流
There's
れ込んでる。
a breeze coming out from it.
手を軽く握った甲の方で壁のあたりをノックしてみる。
I stepped inside and began lightly knocking on the back wall in several different spots.
ここ壁の後ろに空間がある。
It's hollow.
よく見ると周りの壁板が少し浮いている。
Looking closely, the wall did jut out very slightly right around that exact spot.
私は考えるより先に奥に空間のありそうなその壁をギュッと押していた。
Unconsciously, I pushed on it.
壁の一部がドアのように奥に向かって開く。
And a small piece of paneling swung out into the space beyond like a door.
壁だとばかり思っていたからまさか奥に空間があるとは思いもしなかった。
It was well hidden, to say the least. Never once would I have guessed that there to be a hidden room behind this particular bathroom
真っ
stall.
暗。
It's really dark in here.
畳を縦に2枚並べたくらいの細長い空間がそこにはあった。
The room was extremely narrow, making it feel longer than it was. You could fit maybe 2 tatami mats on the ground here, end to
行き
end.
止まりの床には人が入れるくらいの穴が開いていて下の階に降りられるはしごがかかっている。
A hole was cut into the floor in the back, outfitted with a ladder leading down into the main school building below.
下の階が見えない。ここを降りていくと2階や1階を越えて地下にまで到達してしまいそうだ。
I peered down the hole, but could see no sign of a floor, nor the end of the ladder. This thing could lead all the way down to the ground itself, or even further.
気圧か風のせいなのか隠し扉が勝手に閉まっていた。
Whether due to pressure differentials or the breeze in the air, the secret door suddenly shut itself behind me.
さっきからの音はこれだったのか。
That must have been what I was hearing earlier.
この穴、場所が場所だけにものすごい臭気が立ち込めている。
A wretched smell was wafting up from below, hardly a surprise given where I
こ
was.
の下に降りてもきっと想像を絶する場所に出るだけのような気もする。
I didn't want to imagine what unspeakable things might await me at the bottom of this ladder. But if Seiko had gone this way... I shook off my misgivings and began descending.
汚物が溜まっている部屋に着くんじゃないのかな。
I wondered if
自
maybe
分に
this
問い
ladder
かける
ended in a
と
garbage dump or
戻りたく
something.
なって足が止まる。
I stopped in my tracks, seriously considering turning back.
でももう二度と来たくないし、それなら今確認してしまおう。
But I didn't want to miss something and have to do this again later, so I figured I might as well be tough it out and see what I might find down at the bottom.
考えを二転三転させながら、私はなるべく空気を吸わないように息を止めてはしごを降りた。
I was waffling between my desire to be thorough and my instinct to turn back, but I kept climbing down all the while, holding my breath as much as I could.
はしご濡れてるな。靴が滑りやすい。
Sure as would. If I'm careful, I might slip. Ah! If I'm not careful, I might slip.
やだ。
Ew. What?
よかった。汚物槽じゃなくて。
I'm really glad it's not a garbage dump.
そこは泥の壁と土の床に囲まれた洞窟のような小部屋だった。
I seemed to be in a cave-like room with muddy walls and a dirt
降り
floor.
てきた穴から薄暗い光が少しだけ照らしてくれているけれど、ほとんど
Looking
真っ
up, I
暗
could
に
see a
近い。
very faint light coming from the hole I just climbed through, but the whole area was otherwise pitch black.
調べる意味あるかな、この部屋。何もなさそう。
There doesn't seem to be anything to find in here at all. I'm probably just wasting my time.
辺りを見回そうと立ち上がろうとした。けれど
While surveying my surroundings as best as I could, I attempted to stand up, but that didn't go very well. Oh, what the hell?
足首がすごい熱を持って腫れていた。
My ankle had swollen pretty badly and felt like it was on fire.
聖子に手当てをしてもらった捻挫した方の足首で着地してしまい、また痛めてしまったのだ。
I was the same sprained ankle that Seiko had tended earlier. I must have landed on it when I slipped from the ladder, aggravating it further.
嘘、
Oh,
冗談じゃないよ。
why is this happening?
大丈夫な方の足で立ち上がり、捻挫した方の足をそっとつく。歩こうとして体重をかけると、
I made another attempt to get up, this time onto my good ankle. If I shifted my weight so the majority of it rested on that leg, maybe I could walk. Nope.
呆然とした。
No such luck.
歩けない。
I wasn't going anywhere.
こんな真っ暗な場所で、誰にも気づいてもらえないところで
I was stuck in this dark, dank cave,
使えない。
where no one would ever find me with a ladder I couldn't use.
足のしびれがだんだん溶けて、じんじんと重い痛みが足首を覆い始めた。
My leg had begun going numb, and the pain from my ankle was almost unbearable.
やだ、やだよ。出るんだから。
No, I have to get out of here. I have to.
壁に体を預けながら捻挫した方の足を浮かせて、もう一度片足で立ち上がる。
Leaning on the wall for support, I attempted to stand once more, this time holding my sprained ankle in the air as best as I could.
はしごに両手をかけて上がろうとするけれど、最初の一歩が上がらない。
I placed both of my hands on the ladder, but it was no use. I couldn't even make the first step.
意を決して片足立ちのままジャンプする。
Mustering all my strength, I figured I'd give jumping a try, even if it was only with one leg.
濡れたはしごの一段目に足をかけようとしたんだけれど、
But as soon as the other came in contact with the rung of the wet, slippery ladder, not working.
全身の血の気が引いていく。これ本当に無理だ。
I could feel myself turning pale. I was well and truly stuck.
冗談じゃない。
This was no joke.
必死になって何度もはしごを上がろうと、もがいては落ち、無様に地面に転がり続けた。
I was frantic. I tried climbing the ladder again and again, but just kept finding myself sprawled unceremoniously across the ground.
何度繰り返したかわからない。周囲の壁から出られる場所がないかも探した。
I couldn't even say how many times I challenged those damn rungs. I even searched the walls nearby for another way out.
でもその希望のことごとくは打ち砕かれた。
But it was simply no use.
自然に目に涙がたまる。
Tears were welling up in my eyes uncontrollably.
ごめん、聖子。あなたを助けに行けない。
I'm so sorry, Seiko. I can't make it. I can't save you.
目の前に人の気配がした。
And then, all of a sudden, I sensed a person in front of
お
me.
友達のところに行きたければ
If you
負
want
け
to
ない
find
で
your friend,
自分に
you can't just give up.
よくここまで来たね。頑張ったね。
I'm impressed you made it this far. You've done well.
目の前に小さな女の子が立っていた。優しい声でゆっくり近づいてきて、
It was a little girl. She was just there. She spoke to me in a very comforting voice.
ぎゅっと私の頭を抱えるように抱きしめてくれた。
Then she hugged me tightly, as if trying to enshroud my head with her being.
よしよし、
There,
大
there.
丈夫。合わせてあげるよ。
I'll let you see
言
her
う
if
こ
you'd
とを
like.
聞く？
Will you listen to what I have to say?
もう幽霊でも何でもいい。誰か聖子を助けて。
I didn't care who. I didn't care if it was a person or a ghost. I just wanted somebody, anybody, to save Seiko.
いい子、いい子、
Good, good girl.
いい子、
Good
いい
girl.
子。
That's a good girl.
大丈夫。辛い記憶は
Everything's gonna be okay. Painful memories, you see,
その方が
are
面
the
白いから。
funniest of them all. Naomi, you insensitive jerk.
ダメダメ。悪いのは私だよ。
No, I shouldn't say that about her. It was my fault.
ナオミ怖かったんだよね。辛かったんだよね。
Naomi was just scared, and after what she went through, I don't blame her.
いつもあんなに明るいのに。いつもあんなに優しいのに。
She's always been so cheery and so kind.
私のせいであんなに涙いっぱい溜めて。
But I brought out all her pain, all her fears.
泣かしちゃダメな子なのに。笑顔が一番可愛い子なのに。
That's the one thing a friend should never do. A smile suits her face best of all.
ごめんね。ごめんね、ナオミ。
I'm sorry.
ちゃってごめん。
I'm so sorry, Naomi. I'm sorry for making you so sad.
私、あなたがいないと頑張れないよ。
I feel so lost without you.
私も聖子。
It's the same for me, Seiko.
聖子、ごめん。謝るから。謝るから。私とずっと一緒にいて。
Seiko, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I just want us to be together forever.
だけど、私と一緒にいない。イライラさせちゃわない。
But when I'm with you, don't I make you mad?
ナオミの気持ち逆なでしちゃって、辛い思いさせない。
Don't I rub you the wrong way and make things unbearable for you?
あんなの嘘だよ。以 し張ってそれで甘えちゃっただけ。
Of course you don't. That was just me being stubborn and pouting and behaving like a spoiled brat.
聖子が抱っこの腕で近寄ってくる。私は駆け寄って一も二もなく抱きしめた。
Seiko approached me with arms outstretched. She wanted to hug me, and I immediately obliged, without the slightest hesitation.
温かい生きている聖子、柔らかいいい香りの聖子。
This was Seiko, warm and alive, soft and smelling lovely as usual.
もう離さないから。
I'll never let you go again.
私も
Me neither. You'd better not.
あっちにね、畳の敷いてある部屋があるんだ。ちょっと休憩できそうだよ。
There's a Japanese-style room over there with tatami mats and everything. We should go sit down and try to calm our nerves a little.
じゃあそこで少し休もうか。
That break sounds nice. Let's go.
用務員室。
Custodian's
さっきこ
closet?
こ扉が開かなかったとこだよね。
This is one of those doors that wouldn't open, isn't it?
そうだっけ。
Oh? Huh,
なんかね、さっき私
Passed out earlier.
気絶してたのかな。
I guess.
気がついたらこの中に寝かされていたの。
When I came to, I was lying down in this room. I was someplace underground, I think, with no way out. And then I saw a little girl, was it? For the life of me, I just couldn't remember clearly.
なんだろう。幽霊か何かが助けてくれてるのかな。
That's really odd. Maybe you have a guardian angel on your side. Or a ghost.
やめて
Come
よ。
on, don't say that.
幽霊と言ったって優しい幽霊もいるってさっき言ってたじゃん、人玉が。
Well, remember what that spirit told us when we first got here. He said not all ghosts are bad. Not all bad, huh?
聖子は余裕で扉を開いて用務員室の中に入っていく。
Seiko calmly opened the door and stepped into the custodian's
こ
closet.
こに飛ばされてきた当初、人玉を見て怯えきっていたことは思えない。
I could hardly believe that this was the same person who got scared out of her mind at the first sight of a ghost only a few hours before.
なんか聖子、さっきまでよりも強くなってない？気
You
持ち
seem a lot more fearless now than you were when we got here, Seiko, or is that just me?
名を磨いてくれるもの。なんか怖いものなんかないって感じ。
As long as you're around, Naomi, I feel like I've got nothing at all to be scared of.
もう気をつけてよ。
That's all well and good, but just make sure you don't let your guard down, okay?
用務員室の中は明かりはつかなかったけど、常に校舎のきしみが反響して嫌な音を立て続けている外の通路よりは落ち
There
着け
weren't
た。
any working lights in the custodian's closet, but it definitely felt a lot safer in there than it did out in the creepy, creaky
私た
hallways.
ちは畳に腰を下ろすとしばらく無言で並んで座っていた。なんだか何を話せばいいのかわからなかったんだ。
Two of us plopped down next to one another on the tatami. For a long while, neither of us said a word. I guess we weren't sure what to talk
無
about.
事でよかったよ、聖子。
I'm so glad you're okay, Seiko.
ナオミも。足首どう？まだ辛い？
You too, Naomi. How's the ankle? Still hurt?
さっきすごく痛くなったような気がするんだけど、今全然平気だよ。
I feel like it did really badly for a while there, but it's totally fine at the moment.
よかった。
Glad to hear it.
聖子、おまじないの切れ端は見つかった？
Did you manage to find your paper doll scrap?
ないの。
No,
どっか
it's
で
still
落としたの
missing.
かな。
I guess I
この
must have
学校の
dropped it
中で
somewhere
探す
else.
の難しいかな。
And finding anything in this place is quite a feat.
困ったね。じゃあ帰ったらさ、委員長に頼んで、もう一回おまじないみんなでやろうよ。
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, but when we get back, we can always ask the class representative to perform the ritual again. Then we can get you a replacement.
そうだね。
That's true.
落ち着くと部屋を出るのが嫌になる。校舎の探索に戻りたくない。
Once we'd calmed down a bit, we've reached a point where we simply didn't want to leave the room anymore. We had no desire to go back into those
私
halls.
たちはそのまま結構長い時間ここでおしゃべりを続けた。
So we didn't. We stayed right there where we were for a really long time, just chatting endlessly with one another, casual as can
ク
be.
ラスのみんなのこと、文化祭のこと、昨夜のお泊まり会のこと。
About class and the festival and her sleepover the previous night, ordinary everyday conversation.
話しながら、私はふと聖子の視線が気になった。
But then I happened to look over and catch Seiko staring at me.
だよね、ほんと。
Yeah,
聖
totally.
子、どうしたの？
Seiko, is something wrong?
なんでもない。
No, it's nothing.
暗くてよく見えないけれど、聖子がなんか変。顔、赤い？
It was too dark to see Seiko's features in any great detail, but something seemed to miss. It was her face. Was she blushing?
ナオミ？勇気出しって言うね。
This is hard for me to say.
ね。
But, well,
うん。
what is it? I,
真剣な表情に、
She had an
なぜかこっちま
uncharacteristically
で緊
serious
張する。
expression on her face, and seemed really
Nani?
nervous. What was it, Seiko? What were you trying to tell me?
やっぱいいや。
Never you mind.
何それ？
Oh,
気
come
にな
on.
るじゃん。言ってよ。
My curiosity is killing me. Just spit it out already.
笑わない？
Promise you won't laugh?
うん。嫌なら笑わ
If
な
you
い。
don't want me to, then I won't.
私、本気なんだ。
Because I'm totally serious.
え？
Oh?
ドキッとした。
My heart
こ
skipped
こ
a
で
beat.
初めて。
This was the beginning.
私は、どこまで鈍感なのだろう。
How could I have been so dense all this time?
ここって何が起こるかわからないから、ちゃんと伝えておきたいの。
Since we have no idea what's going to happen to us in here, there's something I really want to tell you. Okay?
聖子の視線が、また、私の唇に注がれている。待って、
Seiko's
これっ
focus
て
changed. Her gaze was now directed squarely at my lips. Wait, was this?
ね、キスして。
Will you, kiss me?
したいの。
I want to kiss you.
なんで？
Why?
好きだから。
Because I love you.
友達としてでしょ。
As a friend, right?
聖子は黙って首をブンブンと横に振る。頭が真っ白になる。これって告白？
Seiko didn't say a word. She just shook her head fervently. I was dumbfounded. Was she confessing to me?
男子にもされたことないのに。
I hadn't even had a boy confess to me yet.
聖子は耐えきれないって様子でうつむいて黙ってしまった。
She hung her head low, staring down at her feet. My silence seemed almost like it was causing her physical pain. She looked like she might
よ
explode.
く見えないけど、きっと顔を耳まで真っ赤にしてブルブルと震えていたと思う。
I couldn't see her face clearly, but I was certain she must have been quivering and blushing from ear to ear.
本気なの？
You're serious?
結婚したいくらい。
I'd marry
チュ
you
ー
if
も
I
したい。
could.
ハグもしたい。
I want to kiss you and hug you
こ
too.
んなに小さくて震えた聖子の声。 初
That
め
was
て
the
聞
first
い
time I'd
た。
ever heard Seiko speak so softly or with such a stammer in her voice.
Eh?
私は気がつくと理由のわからない涙を流していた。
Before I knew it, I was crying, and I had no idea why. I...
聖子、
Seiko, I'm
私、
sorry. I...
私は一人で用務員室を飛び出してきてしまった。
I ran out of the room and just took off down the hall.
涙の理由は
I still
自分
couldn't...
でも理解できなかった。怖かったような、嬉しかったような、友達が
Still couldn't
いな
tell
く
why I
なっ
was
たよう
crying.
な。
It's like I was scared, or maybe I was happy, or maybe I just lost a friend.
落ち着こう。友達だった聖子もいなくなったわけじゃない。
I needed to calm down. Seiko I was friends with wasn't gone. She hadn't been
恋に
lost.
関してはどうあれ、ありがとうって言うべきだし。
Regardless of whether or not I was able to return her feelings, I owed her at least to thank you.
私がこんな反応じゃ今きっと後悔してる。戻ってフォローしてあげよう。
Seiko must have been pretty deep in regret by that point. I needed to get back to her. I needed to let her know that I would still stand by her.
突然すぐ近くで
I was
水の
suddenly
こぼれる
distracted
音
by
が
the
聞
sound
こ
of
えてきた。
dripping water nearby.
蛇口を緩くひねったように勢いはないけれど
It was as if someone had left a
止
faucet
めど
on.
なく水
but
が
only
落
just.
ち続けて床に
It
弾
was
け
slowly
てい
spilling
る。
out onto the floor.
どこから聞こえてくるんだろう。
Where was it? It sounded close, yet there was no sign of running water anywhere
私は
that I could see.
ある違和感を感じた。
I had a bad feeling about this.
近い。
All I knew was it was
あまり
close.
に近い。
Like, really close.
嘘。
Wait. No, it
私は
couldn't
ふ
be.
と足元を見て
I looked down at my
息を飲ん
feet, and I gasped.
私の太ももを伝
An unpleasant
黒い
looking
液体
black
が
fluid was
床に
running
溜まっていた。
down my thighs and
それは
pooling up
まだ止まら
on
ず
the floor beneath my
べちゃべ
feet.
ちゃと流れ続けている。
And it wasn't stopping.
やだ。
Ew!
何これ。
What the hell? What is this? Ugh.
慌てて指ですくってみた。血ではない。タールのような黒
I
く
hesitantly
サラ
collected
サ
a bit
ラ
of it on my
した
finger
液
and
体のよ
studied
うな
it.
もの。
It wasn't blood, it was almost tar-like in consistency, smooth and vicious.
よく見るとうっすら光っている。なんでこんなのが私の体から出てるの。
And it seemed to be faintly glowing as well. Why was something like this coming out of my body?
手についた黒い液体をスカートになすりつけ、腰を抜かしたように後ずさりした私は足がもつれてそのまま床に尻餅をついた。
I went to wipe my finger on my skirt and shifted in place, only to lose my footing and fall backwards, landing hard on my rear.
頭を抱えてひたすら叫んだ。もうやだ、やめて。
I put my hands on the sides of my head. I closed my eyes and screamed. I'd reached my limit. I just wanted all of this to be over.
目をつむった真っ暗な視界に突然天地がひっくり返ったかのような感覚が重なる。
But try as I might to shut out the world was determined not to be ignored. It was like heaven and earth were moving all around me.
立ちくらみのような、めまいのような、まるで自分の精神が分離して体の重さを客観的に感じるみたいな感覚になる。
I felt dizzy. It was like my soul and my body were separating. I became acutely aware of my own mass. I started obsessing over it. I was so heavy.
重い。体が重い。頭が重い。人の頭って5キロとかあるんだっけ。首が折れそう。背骨が痛い。
My head in particular, the human cranium weighs about 5 kilograms, and I could feel every last gram straining my neck muscles. It was hurting my back.
何これ。
What's happening? I'm losing consciousness. I can't open my eyes.
全身の血液が頭に上ってきている。どうして。
All of the blood in my body came rushing up to my head. Why was this
顔
happening?
中に血管が浮き出て目も充血してきてるのがわかる。
I could feel the blood vessels in my face pressing against my skin. I could see blood behind my eyelids.
痛い痛い。
It hurts. It hurts so
ど
much.
んどん血が上がってきてる。止まらない。血管が、目が破裂しそう。頭が本当に割れる。
The blood just kept coming. It wouldn't stop. It felt as if my blood vessels, my eyes, my whole head could burst at any moment.
助けて。誰か。聖子。
Somebody please save me. Seiko.
気をつけて。あなたがこれから落ちるのは未来と過去の記憶の道。
Be careful. You're about to fall into the valley of past and future memories.
意識の朦朧とした私の耳に女の子の声が聞こえてきた。痛くて重くて 目がまともに開けられない。
Just as my last vestiges of consciousness were fading, I heard the little girl's voice, but I was in pain. I was weighed down. I couldn't open
お
my
友
eyes.
達を助けたければ超えるのよ、運命を。
If you wish to save your friend, you'll need to overcome fate itself. What?
何を言ってるの？
What are you saying?
一層頭が重たくなって耳の後ろでミリって音がした。
The heaviness in my head grew at an alarming rate, and I heard a tearing sound behind my
太い
ears.
血管が裂けたような音。本当に死ぬんだと諦めかけた途端、
It was the sound of a major blood
頭
vessel
痛と
breaking
め
wide
まいが
open.
収まった。
I was certain I was going to die, but then the pain and dizziness simply
目
vanished.
の前がぼんやり光っているのを感じる。
I had the sensation of a faint shimmering before my eyes,
塞がっていた目は開くかな。
and I wondered if maybe I could open them now.
私はギュッと締めていたまぶたの力をゆっくりと緩めた。
Slowly and carefully, I relaxed the muscles that were so forcibly and fearfully holding my eyelids shut.
あれ、ここ
What?
は
Where am I?
天神小学校じゃない。
This isn't Heavenly Host.
いつも見慣れた風景だった。今朝も聖子と一緒に出てきた私の家だ。
I knew exactly where I was. I'd seen this image a million times before. I'd seen it just this morning with Seiko. This was my house.
本当に帰ってこれたの？それとも全部夢？
Huh? Am I really home? Was it all a dream, maybe?
お母さん、ただいま。
Mom, I'm home.
おかしいな。
Something wasn't
なんだ
right.
か視線が低い。家の中のものすべてが大きく見える。
My field of vision was low to the ground, and everything around me looked much larger than it should. What was going on?
猫もらってきたぞ。
Naomi, guess what? I brought you a cat.
お父さん？
Dad?
いつも留守番して偉いな。ほら、可愛がってあげてくれよ。
You've always been so mature watching the house all by yourself when we're away. Come on, pet it.
よかったわね、ナオミ。
Isn't she great, Naomi?
お母さん？
Mom?
この子がいれば、もうお留守番も寂しくないでしょ。
Now you'll have someone to keep you company.
お父さんもお母さんも仕事でいつも遅くなってごめんね。あなたがいい子で本当によかったわ。
Sorry we're always so late coming home from work, sweetie. It's so nice that we can trust you, though.
この猫がいれば寂しくないよな。ごめんな。
I am really sorry, but now you won't be lonely anymore,
や
right?
めて。
Stop this.
メイは家の庭を散歩したり戻ってきたり、半分放し飼いの猫だった。
May would spend half of her times indoors and out the other half in the backyard, as if she were out to pasture or something.
庭より外に
It may not have been much land, but that was her territory, and she rarely ventured outside of it.
ある時、私は次の日も帰りが遅いというお母さんたちにぐずってメイを抱えてちょっとだけ遠くに家出をしたことがあった。
Once I was so upset that my parents were going to be late coming home from work again that I scooped up May and ran away from home for a little while.
パパもママも嫌い。
I hate you.
やめて。
Stop it.
姉ちゃんがいるからパパもママも
It's
帰って
because you're
きて
here,
くれ
May.
ないのかな。姉
Because you're here, Papa, Mama don't think they have to come home.
ちゃんのせい。
It's your fault, you know?
あらあら、どうしたの
Naomi, what's wrong?
そんなに
Why are
泣いち
you
ゃって。
crying?
メイ
Where
ちゃん
did
と
you
ど
and
こ行っ
May
てた
run
の？
off to?
ごめんね、メイちゃん。
I'm sorry, May.
やだ
I don't want us to be apart.
ナオミ、ひどいこと言っちゃった。メイちゃん、ごめんなさい。
I said a really mean thing to you, May. I'm so sorry.
何言ってるの。大丈夫。ずっと
No,
一
no, it's
緒
all
にいて
right,
くれるよ。
May will always be there for you.
あなたのこと大好
She
きだも
loves you,
の。
you know?
あなたの気持ちをちゃんと理解できる子だわ。優しい子ね。
She can sense exactly how you feel, and she's very understanding.
それからしばらくして、メイ
It
は
wasn't long
う
after
ちから
that
急
that
にいなくな
May
っ
ran
た。
away.
私は泣きながら毎日表を探し回った
I
けど、
searched for her every day through teary
とうとう
eyes.
帰っ
In
て
the
きて
end,
くれな
she
かっ
never
た。
did come home.
残念だね。猫も気まぐれなところがあるからな。
Such a pity. I guess even cats get strange ideas in their heads from time to time.
違うの。
That wasn't it.
せっかくのお友達だったのにね。
And you two were such good friends, too.
私が悪いの。
I did this.
新しいお友達ができ
So
るよ。
make new friend in no time.
頑
You
張っ
just
て
need to
忘
put
れ
this
よう
out of
ね。
your mind and just move on.
メイちゃんは優しいから私
It's
の前から
because
い
May
な
was
くな
so
ったんだ。
understanding and kind-hearted that she disappeared from my life.
私があんなこと言わなければよかったんだ。
If only I hadn't said what I said to her. メイ come back, please, May.
メイちゃん。
May,
あなたは変わらないわね。
you never change, do you?
お母さん？
Mom?
お母さん、どこにいるの？
Mom, where are you?
いない。
She's not here.
ナオミ？聖子？聖子大丈夫？
Seiko, are you
探して
alright?
たんだよ。
I've been looking all over for you. I'm so sorry about before.
何の反応も返ってこなかった。だけど、私には分かった。
She didn't
この
respond,
子
but
は
she didn't have
確か
to.
に聖子だ。
This was definitely Seiko.
よく見えないよ。顔、もっと見せて。
I can't see you very well. Come a little closer, please. Let me see your face.
私は近寄り、床に座っている聖子の体に頭を乗せてギュッと抱きしめた。
I drew in towards Seiko, who was sitting on the ground, and rested my head on her shoulder. Then I wrapped my arms around her.
部屋が薄暗いせいで暗がりにいる聖子の顔が見えないんだと思った。
Still, I couldn't see her face. I thought it might be because of the dim lighting of the
で
room.
も
But
なんだろ
no,
う、こ
that
の違和
wasn't it.
感。
Something was
聖子が
very wrong
ゆ
here.
っくりとも動かない。
Seiko wasn't
それ
moving
ど
an
ころ
inch.
か
And that's when I realized
冷たい。
her skin was cold. She's dead?
待って、私どこ
Wait,
にい
where
るんだっ
was I?
け？
Was I at home, or was this heavenly host?
天神小学校。
The last thing I remember was frantically trying to find her again.
なんだか遠くからお線香の匂いがしてくる。意識が起こっている事象がつながっていない。
I could smell incense from somewhere far off. Finally realized that this wasn't reality.
岸駅
Now arriving at Kishi Station. Minami Kishi.
違う。
No,
違う。目の前で床に無言で座っているこれは聖子じゃない。この子誰？
no, this person sitting perfectly still on the floor, not saying a word. This wasn't Seiko, so who was it?
ナオミ。真っ暗闇の中、聖
The
子の
unyielding
形をしてい
darkness,
た
I
も
knew
のが
that whoever was talking didn't see whose shape was coming towards me.
いる。すぐ近くにいる。
She's here.
息遣いを感じる。
She's right next to me.
人
feel her
の
breath.
気配だ。
I can sense her presence.
誰なの？
Who are you?
お友達よ。
I'm your
首
friend.
折れているでしょ。
Broken neck, remember?
あなたが死なせてしまう未来よ。
This is the future where you make me die. No!
どうしてさっき一人にしたの？せっかく会えたのに。
Why did you leave me back there? After we finally managed to get back together, too.
この人、あなたを傷つけたって気に病んでこうなっちゃったの。
I was so worried that I'd hurt you. So worried. And that's why things turned out this way.
そんな。
Oh, don't say that.
打ちひしがれる私の前に小さな女の子の足音が聞こえてきた。
As I lay there stricken with grief, I heard the footsteps of a child
見
approach.
上げると目の前に赤い服の女の子が立っていた。
I looked up and saw a little girl with a red dress standing over me.
どうしても助けたい？
Do you want to see your friend, no matter what it takes?
あなたは
Who?
何者なの？
What are you?
この世界の運命を滑る者。
I'm the one who controls the fate of this world.
何を言っているのかわからない。
I had no clue what she meant by that.
だけどさっきから私にアドバイスをくれようとしている。
But I'd remembered that she'd been giving me advice this whole time.
校舎の至るところにいる幽霊とは雰囲気が違う。この子味方なのかな？
She had a different air about her than the other spirits around the school building. I felt like maybe she was on my side.
助けたいよ。お願い。方法があるなら教えて。
I want to save her, please. If there's some way to do it, tell me
も
how.
う一度思い出すチャンスをあげる。
I'll give you
よ
another
く
chance to
考
remember.
えて。
Think hard.
今見たのは魂の通過する未来であり過去の出来事。
What you've just seen are events from your past, which is also the future through which your spirit now
あな
passes.
たはこの時間軸を通過するのは初めてではないの。
In other words, this isn't the first time you've experienced this sequence of events. But you already knew that, didn't you?
そんなことありえない。普通は理解できない話だった。
This sort of thing doesn't happen. It should have sounded like complete nonsense to me.
でも私
But
は
I
無
didn't say
言
a
でうな
word.
ずいた。
I just nodded.
断片的だったけれど圧倒的な存在感で一度目のビジョンが見えていた。
They were only fragments, but nonetheless, I was seeing crystal clear visions of what I can only assume was my first time experiencing these
ずっ
events.
と感じてた既視感は私の脳が作り出した夢や妄想じゃなかったんだ。
That sense of deja vu I'd been feeling wasn't just some crazy delusion or misidentified nerve impulse in my brain. It was real.
だったら絶望のトリガーはもう見えているはず。
And you've also already seen the trigger event from which your despair originated.
抗ってみなさい。死の運命に。
So now you fight against this fated demise. Oh no.
気がつくと私は校舎の3階にいた。
When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in the hallway on the third floor of the school building.
いつの間にここに来たのか、
When
い
did
つ
I
から
get
ここ
here?
にいたのか。
How long had I been
私の
here?
体の周りには
I looked
や
down
は
and
り
sure
また
enough,
黒い液体が
there were
水たま
puddles
りを
of
作って
black
いた。
all around me.
私の股から流れ出たものだ。
It was that vicious fluid that had been spilling out from inside
陰
me.
鬱な気持ちが広がっていく。けど今はそれどころじゃない。聖子、
A palpable manifestation of dread spreading out across the floor, but this was no time to sulk. I had to think about Seiko.
私はまたあの子を一人にしてしまったんだ。
I'd left her all by herself again.
まだ用務員室にいるかな。
I wonder if she's still in the custodian's room.
この音、
That
トイレ
sound,
の中から聞こえてくる。
it was coming from inside the
乱
bathroom.
暴な音に緊張しなが
There
ら
was a violent banging coming from one of the stalls. With a lump in my throat and a shiver down my spine, I slowly crept in to take a look.
しんと張り詰めた空気の女子トイレの中、
There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girls' lavatory.
人の気配は全くしないけれど、奥から3つ目の扉が今
It didn't feel like there was
動いたよう
anyone
な
else
気
in
が
there
す
with
る。
me, but I sensed slight movement on the third stall from the back.
ずっと感じていた違和感、
This was the source of all the bad feelings and uncomfortable premonitions I'd been having.
未来の出来事
I
を
knew what I was going to
記
find.
憶している。
I remembered this future.
こうなる前に止めなきゃいけなかったあの未来。 私の記憶に焼き付いているあのイメージは。
This was the future I absolutely had to prevent from coming to pass. The image of what waited for me in that stall was burned into my memory. My
現実
Seiko. And it was now a reality.
成功。成功、生きてるのね。
You're still alive?
助けるから。
I'll save you.
うっすらと悪い未来が見える。ここで間違っちゃいけない。まだ助けられるかもしれない。
A flash of the sad future that awaited us if I had made even one wrong move here. But there was still time. I could still save her.
今下ろしてあげる。
Hold on, I'll get you down.
何かないの？
But how?
高い位置に体がある成功を助けられるもの。
Her noose was pretty high off the ground, and I needed somewhere to get up to her neck, up to neck height in order to pull her down safely. Something to stand on. Okay, we're gonna use the bucket.
成功、待ってて。
I'll be right back, Seiko. I'm going to go get something to stand on.
私は表の廊下
I
にあっ
hurried
た
out
バ
to
ケ
the
ツを
hallway
取
to
りに行
grab
っ
the
た。
bucket I'd seen sitting on the ground
あ
there
れを台
earlier.
にして上に乗れば、
If I were to stand on
私の
that,
背でも聖
I
子の
was
首に
certain
手
I
が
could reach
届くは
Seiko's
ず。
neck, even at my height.
バケツの中には何のものかもわからないような腐った肉片とたくさん湧いたウジ虫がびっしりと固まってうごめいていて、吐き気のする光景だった。
Inside the bucket were clumps of an unidentifiable rotting meat crawling with countless maggots. The sight alone was
だけど
nauseating.
嫌がっている場合じゃない。急がないと聖子が。
But this was no time to be grossed out. Seiko's life was on the line.
私は驚くほど躊躇なくそのバケツを持ち上げた。
I picked up the bucket with surprisingly little
中
hesitation.
の汚物を廊下にばらまくと、汚いバケツを胸に抱えて聖子の元へと駆け出した。
After dumping its contents onto the ground, I held the dirty bucket tight against my chest and rushed back to the bathroom.
助けるから、絶対。
I will save you, I will!
聖子、じっとして。今ロープをほどくからね。
Seiko, hold still. I'm going to loosen the rope.
裏返したバケツに両足を乗せると、
I threw
聖
the
子の
bucket
首
onto
元
the
に
floor upside
楽
down
々
and
と手
stepped
が
on.
届いた。
Stepped up on it like a footstool. Sure enough, this gave me the lift I needed to reach Seiko's
これ
neck.
なら大丈夫。今助けてあげるからね。
This was gonna work. This would work. I was going to save her.
聖子の肩に手をかけてロープの結び目を探ろうとした次の瞬間、
I positioned my hands on Seiko's shoulder and began feeling around for the knot, but then... You broke her neck.
腐っていたバケツの底が抜け、落下
The
した
bottom of
私
the
の
old
体重
rusted
が
bucket had given
聖
away.
子の首に負担をかけ、細い首の
I
骨は
lost my footing and fell, inadvertently pulling down on Seiko's body. Her thin neck snapped easily.
嘘でしょ。
God, no! No, Seiko!
聖子の首が変な風に曲がっていた。
Seiko's
全
neck
身
was
の
twisted
力が抜
unnaturally.
け、だ
Her
らりと
arms
し
and
た手足
legs
が
hung
つら
limply
れ
and
た
swayed
体
back
と
and
一緒
forth with
に
the momentum of my fall.
ゆらゆらと回転している。
She would struggle no more.
やだ。
No, no!
手の中から今の瞬間の感触が消えない。聖子の首を折った。私が殺した。
I could still feel the sensation of that last moment on my hand. I was responsible for this. I broke her neck. I killed Seiko.
頭を抱えてしゃがみ込む。心で否定しても頭の中では分かっていた。これ
I
は
clasped my hands on either side of my head, curled up in a fetal
定められ
squat.
た運命。
This was all predestined to happen. It was an inescapable
だ
fate.
けど変えることはできたはずなのに、
But somehow I should have been able to change
私
it.
の中で恐怖と絶望と怒りのような感情が渦巻いて止まらない。分かってたのに。
Fear, despair, and anger were all swirling around inside my head, and I couldn't do a thing to quell quell them. I knew what was going to happen. I knew
止
it.
められなかった。なんてこと。私はまた同じことを繰り返してしまったんだ。
But I couldn't stop it. What the hell was wrong with me? I just went through the same motions as before. I made the exact same mistake, and now, Seiko. Oh, wrong end. Okay. Oh, I got wrong end one.
何かないの？高い位置に
Okay,
体
this
が
time
あ
we're
る
gonna
成功
think
を
of
助
something
けられる
else.
もの。何か見える。
No,
ダメ。
I
あの
remember
バ
now.
ケツ、穴が開くわ。聖子の
The
首
bottom
を
of that bucket is rusted
私が
through.
折ってしまう。
I fall, and I wind up breaking Seiko's neck.
何か違う方法。まず首を守ってあげなきゃ。
There must be some other way. Some way to loosen the rope so she can breathe.
半ば意識を失いながら
Though only half conscious, Seiko was thrashing about wildly, frantically squirming for
そ
air.
れは生にしがみつこうとする意識を超えた体の反射。
It seemed automatic, like a reflex. The body struggled for life, and life was being denied it.
空をかく手足の動きに吊り下がった体はくるくる回りながら聖子の命は懸命に生きたがっているんだ。
All I could see as I watched her body writhing on that rope was proof positive that she wanted to
絶対
live.
助けるから。今度こそ助けるから。
I'm going to save you, I swear.
大丈夫。未来が見えるんだもの。今
It's
度
gonna
は
be alright.
運命が味方してくれているんだもの。
I could see the future. Fate was on my side for a change. Okay, we're gonna grab her body.
とにかく吊られている聖子の体を浮かせて首を楽にしてあげようとした。
I knew I had to lift Seiko's body into the air, loosening the pull on the rope so she could breathe. Unfortunately,
苦しくて暴れる聖子の足が
while writhing,
私の顎を蹴り飛ばした。
Seiko inadvertently kicked me square in
よ
the
ろけた
jaw.
私は床に尻餅をついてしまった。
The force of the blow caused me to stumble and fall backwards.
聖子！苦しいんだ。急がな
She's
きゃ。
really suffering. I have to hurry. No.
聖子の首が変な風に曲がっていた。全身の力が抜け、だらりとした手足がつられた体と一緒にゆらゆらと回転している。
Seiko's neck was twisted unnaturally. Her arms and legs hung limply and swayed with the leftover momentum of the struggle that would plague her no more.
嘘でしょ。
God, no. No, Seiko!
間に合わなかった。心で否定しても頭の中では分かっていた。これはもともとたどり着く予定だった。定められた運命。
I didn't make it in time. Maybe I couldn't. Maybe this was all predestined to happen, an inescapable fate. I didn't want to accept it, but here it
だけ
was.
ど変えることはできたはずなのに。
Still, I should have been able to change
私
it.
の中で恐怖と絶望と怒りのような感情が渦巻いて止まらない。
Fear, despair, and anger were all swirling around inside my head, and I couldn't do a thing to quell them.
分かってたのに。分かってたのに。
I knew this was going to happen. I knew
止
it.
められなかった。なんてこと。
But I couldn't stop it. What the hell was wrong
ま
with
た
me?
同じことを繰り返してしまったのか。
I just went through the same motions as before. I made the exact same mistakes, and now, Seiko.
成功。やだ。一人にしないで。
Seiko, no. Don't.
私を
Don't leave me alone
置いて
here.
いかない。
Don't leave me here without. Don't leave here without me.
冷たい静寂が私の体を包み込む。私以外の命の消滅。一人っきりという絶望。
A cold silence surrounded me. I was the only living being left. This was the ultimate despair. Chiko Yoshima? The hopelessness of being completely alone.
どんなに叫んでも聖子は返事をしてくれなかった。
And no matter how much I screamed, Seiko would never speak to me again. I'm assuming that was another wrong end. Alright, give me an option, I'm gonna try it. Okay. Another wrong end. Obtained wrong end too.
大丈夫。未来が見えるんだもの。
Alright, think of something else.
運命が味方して、これもダメ。
No, wait, I remember this
体を
too.
引っ張って余計に首を絞めてしまう未来が見える。
If I... No, wait, I remember this too. If I try to lift her, I'm just going to end up pulling her down on her harder and breaking her neck.
成功。どうしよう。
What do I do?
他に
There has to be something else. Hoist her up on your shoulders.
そうだよ。とにかく体を浮かせてあげなきゃ。
That was it. I needed to lift her higher up.
私は聖子の下に体をかがませると、暴れる聖子の両足を無我夢中で押さえ込んで両肩に乗せた。
I quickly ducked under Seiko's body and forced myself between her wildly flailing legs until she was sitting on my shoulders.
腰に力を入れて聖子の体を持ち上げる。
Then I put everything I had into my back muscles, standing up and lifting her into the
首
air.
と天井の支柱をピンとつないでいたロープが緩むと、聖子の上半身は力なく個室の奥に倒れ込む。
This created enough slack in the rope that the upper half of Seiko's body, weakened as it was, naturally collapsed against the back wall.
私は慌てて前に出て、聖子の上半身を奥の壁に押し付けてもたれさせた。
Thinking fast, I took a step forward and actively pushed her into it, holding her in place so her head wouldn't drop back down again. Seiko, stay with me. Breathe. 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 Yelling breathe at her isn't gonna help her.
今ロープほどいてあげるからね。
I'm gonna get you out of this rope now, okay? Just hold still.
全身の毛が逆立つ。
All the hair on my body was standing on end.
私は運命に手を突っ込んだんだ。聖子の死を阻止できたんだ。
I've averted fate. I prevented Seiko's death.
新しい世界に今入り込んだのを体中で感じていた。
I could feel it all throughout my being. I had just stepped into a new world, a new
不
destiny.
思議だった。私の騎士官、最悪の未来の記憶はこの先どうなったのかを全く覚えていなかった。
It was an odd sensation. My déjà vu, my memories of that horrible future had ground to a halt. I had no idea what would happen from now
こ
on.
の子の死だけを強く記憶していたようだった。
It seems the only memories I retained from that other timeline were the ones relating to my dearest friend's demise.
暴れるのをやめ、ぐったりとうなだれた聖子の首に手を伸ばして。
Seiko had stopped squirming and simply slumped over, exhausted from the whole ordeal. I reached my hand up to her neck, gently and
首に食
carefully,
い込んでいたロープの結び目を手探りでほどいた。
and after a lot of fumbling, I successfully untied the knot from the rope.
ほどけたロープを首から剥がすとメリメリと音がした。信じられないぐらい強く首に食い込んでいたのがわかる。
Peeling the slack noose off of Seiko's neck made a sort of crackling noise with each yank. I was in awe of how much force that rope had
悔
exerted.
しくてたまらない。
It was painful just thinking about it.
朝まであんなに楽しそうに笑っていたこの子が、私のこと気遣ってくれる優しいこの子が。
Up through this morning, she was all smiles and laughter. She was always thinking about me, always so kind and
ど
outgoing.
うしてこんなひどい目に遭わなきゃいけないのだろう。
Why did something so horrible have to happen to her?
だけど今私と聖子は死の運命を乗り越えた。
But there was nothing to be afraid of anymore. Seiko and I had now bypassed the sad fate that had previously awaited
二人い
us.
れば大丈夫だ。私は目の前で呼吸をしている聖子の顔を見て、
As long as the two of us were together, we'd make it through this. I looked down at Seiko, still breathing, and sobbed. I led Seiko out of the stall and gently laid her down on the bathroom floor. She was too weak to go any further, just yet.
聖子、バカ、なんで で首なんかつるの。
Seiko, you idiot. Why would you try to hang yourself?
もう
I was so worried about you. You have no idea.
聖子の体に頭を乗せる。暖
I
か
laid
い。
my head on her body. She was so
もう
warm.
離さない。この子を連れ
I
て行
wasn't
か
going
せ
to
や
let her
し
go
ない。
again. I wasn't going to let anyone take her from me.
もう大丈夫。もう大丈夫だから。
It's okay.
ごめんね、
It's okay now.
聖子。
I'm sorry, Seiko. I will never leave you alone again.
わかる？見
Do
え
you
る？
understand?
私だ
Can
よ
you。see me?
ナオミ。
It's me, Naomi. What is it?
聖子。
What? Seiko?
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
私だよ。
It's me. It's me.
聖子の様子がおかしい。
Seiko wasn't acting like
ま
herself.
るで恐ろしいものに再会したような、心の底から怯えきった表情で私を見据えて。
She was regarding me as if she'd just seen a ghost. Her face was plainly painted with abject fear from the very depths of her soul.
足をふらつかせながら立ち上がり、後ずさっていく。
She stumbled to her feet clumsily and then hastily darted out of the room.
聖子？なんで？
What?
どうして？
Why?
意味がわからない。
I didn't understand. Was she confused?
とにかく追いつ
Either
かな
way, I
いと。
had to catch her.
待ってよ。
Wait.
どうしたの？
Tell me what's
私だよ。
wrong.
ナオミ。
It's me. It's Naomi.
聖子の後を追って駆け出す。廊下の隅から階段へ入ろうとした。その時、
I kept pace with Seiko's frantic, unsteady sprinting as she turned the corner and headed down the staircase. And then
ちょっと。
the piano wire. Why? Why?
せっかく助かった
Seiko, I saved you. I just saved you.
It smells rotten. Oh, poor you. Poor you. Did you really think you could save her?
一度この学校を通り過ぎた運命はファクトになって固定されているんだよ。
When someone's fate passes through these halls, it locks in place forever.
わかるかな？この学校で定まってしまった死の運命を
If
変
your
えること
destiny is to die
はでき
here,
ない
then
の。
that's what's going to happen, no matter what.
それは一度目よりも二度目よりもひどい死に様かもしれない。
And the way you die will just keep getting worse and worse every time.
いい子逃げる？できないって分かってるくせに。
Don't worry, I'll gladly extract all your painful memories from now.
あなた1回目じゃないんだよね。
This isn't your first time here after all, right?
これからたっぷりと味わうといいわ。
We
お
have
友
all
達
the
の
time in the
新
world to
しい
save
凄
her.
惨な
All
死に
the new,
様を。
unspeakable ways your friend can die.
これほど残酷な悪意にさらされたことはなかった。
Such unbelievable cruelty. This was an inhuman malevolence that likes of which I never even imagined could exist.
私が余計なことをしたせいで聖子は首を吊るよりもっとひどい姿になってしまった。
Because of my own overzealous actions, Seiko wound up meeting a fate even worse than death by hanging.
私のせいで
my
私のせいで
My fault.
聖子の方に私の涙がポトポトと落ちる。
My tears began raining down on Seiko's cheek,
鼻に
and on her forehead, into her nose, into her mouth, into her eyes.
けど聖子は目をつぶらない。
Seiko's eyes wouldn't close.
焦点の定まらない目でじっと私を見つめ続けている。
Despite lacking the ability to focus anymore, she just kept staring right at me.
聖子、今何を見ているの？
Oh, Seiko,
何を思っているの？
what are you looking at right now? What thoughts are going through your mind?
どうしてさっき私を見て駆け出したの？
Why did you run from me earlier?
どうして怯えるみたいな顔したの？
Why were you so afraid?
いくら問いかけても聖子は返事をしてくれなかった。
But no matter how many times I asked her these questions, Seiko just wouldn't answer.
何があっても友達だってずっと一緒にいようねって言ってたのに。
I told her we'd always be friends no matter what, that we'd always be together.
答えてよ、返事してよ。
Answer me, please.
一人にし
Say
ないでよ。
something. Don't leave me all alone.
まだ温かみの残る聖子の頭を抱きしめて無力な私はただ同国することしかできなかった。
I could still feel the warmth from Seiko's head in my arms. She was gone now. I was powerless. All I could do was scream.
何もできない。何も変えられない。
There was nothing else to do. Nothing had changed.
張り巡らされた冷たい檻に吸い込まれるように残酷な嘲笑と私の嗚咽が響き
But
渡
the
る。
screaming helped. All that did was echo back at me as if mocking my pain. I felt like I was trapped in a cold, damp cell.
ここは紛れもなく地獄だった。
I had no doubt in my mind that this was hell.
どうしてこんなひどい目に遭わなきゃいけないの？
Why do we have to be put through this nightmare?
やだもうこの学校。
God, I can't take it anymore. Get me out of here. Someone, please, save me. Number 1 seal, Koku in an alternate universe tale. Okay, cool. Chapter, episode, whatever 1 has been cleared. Chapter 2, Demise, is now playable. We'll do that in the next one. I was going to do it in this one, but that has been 3 hours, and I am tired, and my throat hurts, so I'm going to go have something to drink. Satomi Arai, Soulful Testimony unlocked in bonus menu.